Sometimes I just need to know which button I need to push.
I'd like to show you something.
The pace when I'm running, I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
You have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel
Welcome, anyone, everyone, wherever, whenever all of you are. It is excellent and most exquisitely exquisite to see you all here tonight for the 87th episode of the toxicity that is Toxic Tuesday. We even got the Mad Mardigan, back with us tonight for this one, which is going to be great because, well, we always welcome him and Handy Randy to the show, which, Handy, you better be out there in that chat. If you ain't there, well, we'll have to throw something at you. But how are you all doing tonight? This is great. There's already a lot of you here. Holy shit. This is nuts. These comments are crazy. FKHC 2005. Jonah Hex. I was just reading about you, Jonah Hex, today in the Booster Gold comic. Elizabeth Young, D. Bud Martin, Max Mercer, 6. Jason Webster, Keely Chow, Anonymous Gamer, John Capola, my guy Vince Womack, Phantom Outsider, the man Christian Delorme, Chris Molina, Sean Eastep, Prometheus, Guagnar, Fat Elvis, how are you doing? Darth Viewer, how you doing, Darth Viewer? Welcome, I think, Bruce Lombardo of the Dix Division. Bruce, we're going to be in touch. Boosh McFadden, how are you? Victor Fontaine, what's up? Humor and Waffles, I love your name. Po Baby 74, RJ Godzilla, what's up? Holy man, yes, this is all of this is huge. Desticado, I have not seen you here before, but welcome to Toxic Tuesday. And right off the bat, Christian Dorn wasting no time with a Canadian $5 says, thank you from Canada for doing this movie, Nick. Well, you could thank 70s and Mark D with a C for their input on this one. They are the true heroes of making this one happen. All I did was just say, hey, pick a movie, guys. And they picked this one, and Cowabunga it was, because these guys were very, very well endowed with this flick. Me, myself, was super hardcore normie. First time viewing in the history of ever. Remember for all of you who were there, remember when we did that Toxic Tuesday on Spaceballs? And on Spaceballs, that was the first time I ever saw Spaceballs. Well, tonight was that for me with Slapshot. So I didn't know what to expect besides a sports movie. And what I got in return was something absolutely wild, ridiculous, and something that I think Major League got inspired by to a point. We will talk about that more and later. What's up, deleted scenes? And Bruce Lombardo of the Dix Division for $5. I will be hoping you're all well. I want to see this film before stream. Have a good 40 ounces of Yingling or PBR on me. Drink away, folks. It's good to have you here all here. Thank you for being here early and right away. Let's welcome that 70s rock fan.
Good evening. Here, good to see you all. I'm here representing the Western Conference finalist Dallas Stars.
Ooh.
Just thought I'd say that right now before Mark gets on. Yeah, great to be here for this magnificent movie. And I just, when I think back to 1977 when this movie came out, I mean, not a lot of people in Britain knew a lot about ice hockey. Other than the fact that ice hockey was full of fighting, and this movie just confirmed it for us. It confirmed our biases. We thought, this is great. These people can beat the shit out of each other legitimately. And it's all good.
Talk about a way to reaffirm your reaffirming. Oh yeah,
That's
just
right,
bunch of fighting, and that's literally this movie. And then they're like, hold on, where's the actual win in the game? They just go through the fighting, and then
It's like this. Was there a game going? And you had a boxing match, and a hockey game breaks out. Yeah, it's it's. I mean, I wasn't watching hockey live in the 70s, other than edited clips they showed on Saturday afternoon sports shows to fill in time. But it was virtually always fighting, and guys with like 70s haircuts and big tashes, and guys called Lemieux and whatever. It was
well, there was a
all
Mario Lemieux for the Pittsburgh.
there's a real
Penguins,
Lemieux.
That's the first thing I thought was Mario Lemieux, because I followed some hockey at some points in time, so I knew some names.
Well, Dennis Lemieux or Denis, I guess you would say.
I thought it was
Lemieux.
I thought it was Denis.
Denis is in the Denis Lemieux is the French Canadian
Yes.
character in it, and he's so perfectly written. He could be real. I mean, he could be a real player. That guy in this.
These characters were all I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna hold off because
there's so much we can say.
The movie we're gonna have a lot of fun talking about. But glad to have you here, sir.
Great to be here, mate.
You're the other half of the thank you for recommending this one, because holy hell, was this worth it?
Oh God, it's great. But one of the greatest sports
Another
movies
Canadian
ever made.
$5 says your thoughts on French Canadian movies.
There's maybe only about three of them. They're all in hockey movies.
I just like that, as long as they're in something good, that's all I really care about. I'm easy like that. I mean, maybe Just Another Red Shirt has something to object to on that, or maybe he agrees. I don't know. How are you, Just Another Red Shirt?
I'm good. I have no problem with French Canadians in movies, especially hockey movies. And he was the goalie was fantastic. He really was. He is to me, he was the most believable, even though a lot of the people in cast in this film were minor league hockey players, one of whom went on to the major, to the NHL. He was the one who sold me on. You could see him just being there day in, day out. He's doing his job. He's getting shots on goal. He's doing his best. And the minute it looks like things are going to all fall apart, he's like, "Get me out of here." He's a wonderful character. Getting pissed off that people keep correcting the pronunciation of English. Although, if you tried to speak French to him, he'd probably give you a 15-minute lecture.
The TV sequences with him are fantastic. They're hilarious. Where he's explaining the rules of hockey.
Oh yes, right at the beginning.
Yeah, there's a few guys that did go on to be quite well known. I mean, Bruce Boudreau is one of the players. There's a few guys who have become major players or major managers anyway. But it's just such a great film. Funny and violent, just what we like.
Yeah,
right. It's good, friendly, violent fun, like Exit says in The Toxic Waltz.
It's Death Wish 3 on ice.
Death Wish on ice.
Death Wish 3 on ice.
Oh, I like that. All right. Well, great to have you here, Richard. I look forward to hearing your thoughts throughout the next 2.5 hours. Let's bring in our other dudes who we slide in. One who is very keto simple about things in life. How are you, Dustin?
Doing well. I too am I too watched this movie for the first time last night. No idea what I was getting myself into. It played like what the fuck.
I love it. No, dude. Yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts as well. Because it seems like you and I were definitely quite surprised with what was in store for us. But I think we may have benefited from it just enough, because
I think
what?
I was gonna say, I think it's even my first Paul Newman movie. I don't think I've seen any other Paul Newman movies that I know of.
Really? Wow.
Wow.
At least, I mean, maybe I've seen others, but I just don't recollect.
Must have
but
seen
I think
the Towering Inferno, at least.
maybe like Saturday morning movies or whatever. But yeah.
Well, look at the bright side. Your first Paul Newman movie was his favorite.
Yeah.
This was his favorite movie. He said he had the most fun making this movie, and this was his favorite of all of his movies to the day he died.
And he got to swear a lot, that's why.
Well, with this movie, this doesn't
Yeah.
look like this was a, man, I hated making this movie. This looks like a, dude, we get to get into fights and say a bunch of really raunchy stuff all movie long.
But
What
was it
could
that
go
raunchy
wrong?
for the 70s, or was it just stuff people said in the 70s?
No, that was raunchy enough that under the R rating, there was a separate warning. Some
Yes, there
language may
was.
be inappropriate for children.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think what I heard the exact was. Certain language may be too strong for children was the words. It's too strong. I'm like, certain language too strong,
Yeah.
and that's at a time too when obviously the highest rating was still a PG as well. So we do gotta keep that in mind. There wasn't the big R. There's no X. So
It was an interesting
What?
role for Newman.
There was,
because we've seen-
wait a minute. Nick, in 1977, there were R and X rated movies.
well, I thought it was PG, and it
No.
wasn't until
No, there was no
I'm
P-
mistaken for the 60s.
there was no PG-13.
Oh, there's no
And yeah, in the
PG-13.
60s, probably. In the 60s, it just would have been, if it were X-rated, it would have been banned.
Oh, well, I knew about X-ray being banned, but all right, I got my years wrong on 70s, 60s.
But
R,
Newman,
PG-13.
it was a great role for Newman because he got to play a little bit against type. He was a little bit seedy and a little bit scuzzy and a little bit of a not so much of a good guy or a success. He was fairly low rent in this, although nice enough guy, but he wasn't exactly a big success in it. So he didn't get to play the big handsome hero, so as such, you know. It was a little bit of an interesting role for him, yeah.
Yes.
I have something to add about Reggie Dunlop's character because that it threw me off at first. I was like, "Man, am I stupid?" But we'll get into why I thought there's something. I was confused with this character at first, but great to have you here, Dustin. Let's bring in the Mart again.
Man, you'll be a woman too.
Is it-
He's done it again. Can't you?
Purpose.
Oh, never mind. I found it.
Oh, I thought you were doing that on purpose. I thought you
No.
were doing this on
Clint,
purpose.
you found it finally?
No, this is,
That's
You-
what she said.
You want me to go back out and come back in? You want to try something funnier, or you gonna?
I think he thinks that's an actor's name, Dustin.
Probably.
Anyway, what's up? I'm still getting stuff set up.
You're still getting
I
stuff.
thought you said you were
set
going to
up.
wash your face.
And there's no Handy
Mhm.
Randy?
I
No
don't
Handy
know.
Randy? No, you and Handy Randy not seeing each other?
Dude, hold on. I'm so distracted.
Well, yeah.
Hopefully, when I start paying attention, some of this is gonna be funny, guys.
All
right, I'm back.
Provocative. Agent
Well, Matt,
provocateur.
Cheese Mo.
What's happening? What's up?
Hi.
I got
Great
a
to have
couple
you here.
issues early on. One, it was written by a woman. You know, you're like, yeah, it's so toxic. Yeah, it may be the most toxic movie. I don't know why I'm giving you a British accent, Nick, but you're like, oh, mate, it may be the most toxic movie we've ever seen on
Wait a
Toxic
minute.
Tuesday.
How
And I'm
can
like,
you
it's
define what a
written by a
woman is?
woman.
How can you define what a woman is? You're not an expert.
Anyway, so I'm just gonna keep
She
barreling
wrote
through
Saturday
it.
Night. She wrote a lot of Saturday Night Live. I'll give her that.
ever
When it was good.
You ever thought about writing some things down before it starts? Just have some notes, some topics. Anyway, yeah, but I loved the French dude in the beginning. He was awesome. The goalie, yeah, he was cool. Boy, this is a long ass movie. Long, and you could feel it. Oh boy, there was some great moments, but it dragged. The girlfriend passed out 30 minutes before the end.
Yeah, but that's what you put in her drink, Mad. That's nothing to do with.
What? We've been together for years. I don't have to do that anymore.
No, it's expected of you now.
Besides, she built up a way too big of a tolerance. It was costing me an arm and a leg to get to roof and all. You know?
That's right.
Well,
Drugs
I'm
ain't
glad
cheap.
to have you here, Matt Cheesemo, and I love your upcoming, we'll just say commercial, by the way.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Fantastic.
I'm excited. I'm
I
excited.
hope you
for
get a lot of manly customers from it.
that. Yep.
Seriously, great to have you here.
It's good. It's good to be here. I was really excited until I saw the movie.
All right, how you doing, Mark D with a C?
Oh, doing good. Oh, my camera's not working. My computer crashed. I was editing some of the naughty bits, and then it just all of a sudden it went boom. So let's see if it. Not that you want to see me anyway, but yeah, this is one of my favorite all-time movies. Grew up playing hockey. Go Rangers. Go. I guess go Stars. Since 70's on the panel. I'll be nice tonight. But fuck the Star now. But anyway, yeah, this movie is fucking. When the Hanson Brothers come on the ice, it's like one of the greatest 2 minutes of sports ever. I mean, it's just,
They were great. Yeah.
They're fucking Hanson Brothers.
And you can
Love
see
them.
where Letterkenny, which is probably the best show that's ever came out of Canada. It's on Hulu. Check it out. It's awesome. But you can see how influenced they were by specifically the Hanson Brothers with some of their stuff. But yeah,
they're just
Hanson Brothers were great.
And if you grew up playing hockey, I mean, this is kind of like if you're in a
Did not.
band, you'd watch Spinal Tap or Spinal Tarp, I should say. Yeah, this is one you'd watched over and over. It's fucking hysterical. I mean, it's just
Yeah, it's a little.
I don't know.
a
I
little
can't
older
believe
than
Matt
some of
didn't
us.
like it. Yeah, I'm a little bit older. Yeah,
It's not that I didn't like it. There was some really funny
It
parts.
let
I
it
liked
drag
some
a
of it.
little bit.
Yeah, it dragged, and I.
But you
there
got to watch
wasn't
it at
really
1.5
much of
speed then.
There wasn't really much of a plot. You know, it kind of had. You know, you could.
Fuck you, Corey. Your mom's twat so swampy, not even Ducks Unlimited will touch her.
That's fucking
Letterkenny.
Letterkenny, yeah.
Sure.
But no, you could see. Oh man, Major League. This is where they kind of got the idea for the owner trying to
Oh,
sell the team. Yeah,
absolutely.
but only
Yeah,
they did
team
it
who was
better,
doing
and
like
it was
crap.
funny.
I have to have more rewatches to determine where I'm at with that. Because obviously I grew up on Major League, but yeah, I definitely do see a lot of that influence because obviously both were really crappy teams. They had very memorable personalities who got their shit together ultimately so they can not be transferred to another area, much like, you know, slap shot. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of parallels.
There's a social element to it because they're set in a town that's the mill is closing and it's the working class population is dying, and as a result, or dissipating, and as a result, the team is failing. The fans ain't there anymore. There's nobody left with a job. So it was set in that era of that kind of thing. Plus, the hockey was fracturing with the World Hockey Association, and of which I think Paul Newman's character is somewhat based upon Bobby Hull. Is it from that? Who got signed with? So it's kind of it's not it's set in a backdrop of that kind of 70s depression of working class stuff. It's great.
Everything is the backdrop. You know, we don't get introduced to the antagonist, the owner, I guess. Doesn't even come into the picture for the first hour and a half of the movie.
That's the kicker. That's a surprise. Yeah. And you think
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna
all
be a
just
guy,
supposed to be
too,
a
yeah.
reveal.
Girlfriend was pissed when she saw it was a woman.
They
She was like, "What
subverted
is
your
this bullshit?"
expectations in the 70s. Now, I was wondering,
Well, her husband
obviously,
died,
since
I guess, yeah.
I was since I had not seen it before, I was a little confused. So right off the bat, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, Paul Newman's in this. Cool. And then I see, I'm like, all right, he's a coach, but he's playing on the team at times. No, it doesn't bother me. I was just like confused because I was like, I don't recall. Was that ever a thing? Because I'm not like deeply knowledgeable on the NHL, but I'm like, do coaches play on the team at some point back in the day in the NHL? Because I don't recall that.
I don't think
something they did for the movie.
I don't think in the NHL they did, but in the minor leagues, you wouldn't have the budget to hire a coach. So the guy who was most likely to be the team captain would probably wind up being the coach.
Like in man, what's that Will Ferrell movie where he's a part of the NBAA whatever, I forgot what the league was called, and he owned the basketball team and he also played on it and he also coached it and he was the promoter. Semi-pro. That was it. You haven't seen Semi-pro?
Yes.
Pretty funny.
I haven't seen the semi-pro.
Yeah.
And also, I was wondering too, since obviously this is a very fresh thing, was this considered like a minor league and not that movie's world version of the NHL? Because it felt like a very minor league.
This is the AAA juniors below the NHL.
Yeah,
level.
Okay,
Right.
so
They're
it
called
was
it
a minor
pro,
league of
but-
sorts. Because
It's
I know
semi-pro kind of.
in Chicago we have our minor league team. Because I'm thinking baseball term.
It'd be like American
the
Hockey
Chicago-
League.
We have
American
Chicago
Hockey League.
Wolves. We have Chicago Wolves out here in the area. We also have a Rockford team as well up north of Illinois as well.
Is
So
it the ice?
we do
ice
have
hogs?
them.
Ice hogs?
The team
yeah,
was
Ice Hogs. Yeah,
That's what
I
I
think that's
think.
what it is. Ice Hogs.
the team was actually patterned after a real team, the Johnstown Jets, and they appeared
okay.
with special thanks in the credits. And they were in a league, a minor league. It was not the same league they used in the movie. It's a different name. But if I read it correctly, the Hanson brothers were at least a couple of them actually were players for the team, the Johnstown Jets. They just brought them in. They were real minor league hockey players, which is part.
Yeah, it's somewhat based upon the World Hockey organization, which was like a breakaway splinter league from the NHL. Eventually, some of those teams ended up being brought into the NHL when it failed. So it's kind of
like
based upon that. Yeah.
By the way, was anybody else like the first time they showed him on the ice, like, oh, what the fuck? They have no helmets?
That's
No,
all time
Oh,
ago.
yeah, actually, I was.
So
I
good.
actually thought it was funny.
No helmets,
like-
no
It just
face
kind of took me by
shields.
surprise. I'm like, because they're talking there, it's Paul Newman and the other dude, and they're talking whatever, because he's gonna piss himself if he gets checked or whatever. And they're talking. I'm like, where are their helmets? Why are they carrying them out? Are they gonna come back out and play? And then
70s.
it starts,
We
and
grew
I'm like, oh,
up-
no
this
one
is-
has helmets.
This
That's
is the
how we grew up.
70s. Hockey players didn't wear helmets. Bicycle riders didn't wear
Oh,
helmets.
I forgot it was
I was going to say that
pre-concussion.
thing about the motorcycle riders too.
Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't
These were-
pre-concussion. It was just
I think-
they didn't pay as much attention.
And I think a lot of them weren't the smartest guys in the room to start with. I mean, if you look at like Reggie Dunlop, Paul Newman's character, he's not that bright.
Man, his teeth, man.
He's
Oh
not
boy,
that bright. He's-
did y'all see his teeth?
yeah.
Oof.
I did not. I
Hockey
caught
players
a
aren't supposed to have
small-
any teeth.
No, he has teeth, and they're fucking they're gnarly.
Yeah, so that's a plus. Then he even had some.
Yeah, I think he would have looked better without them. To be honest, if y'all saw them,
When men were men.
I was like, man, I didn't know
Yeah.
Paul Newman was British.
No, I said, dear boy. You didn't know that. Shakespearean, dear boy.
Well, we'll have the slideshow in a minute. I'm just covering up some
So,
movies here.
speaking of
is
Nancy,
all for- with Matt's
the
face.
woman, the woman that wrote this did write another sports movie,
Yeah.
North Dallas 40. North
Yeah.
Dallas 40.
I'm pretty
football-
sure Nick
football
Nolte
movie.
wrote most of that himself.
And it was pretty much the same story, but it was football.
Well,
Instead of-
football. So there's the football version of Major League
It's-
Two.
it's
You ever
Football.
seen
Major League
Dallas
as well?
North Dallas?
40.
Yeah.
40. Yeah, I've seen it. It's
No
pretty good.
helmets and full gluten. Ree. Oh, what's up, Juggalo? I'll be going to Striper with Juggalo tomorrow.
Nice.
It's gonna be huge. I cannot
Don't
wait.
worship the devil at Striper.
It's- oh, I'm straight up. I'm actually genuinely excited about this show. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be massively huge. And it's not far from me too, which is nice to say. So I can get home and it won't take long, which is
They're
nice.
playing the
I'm like,
Forge?
wow.
Or whatever it's called now.
They're playing in their venue. Here I'll put in the private chat.
Who is this? Who are we talking about?
Striper. But anyways, we ought to go over Striper
The
tomorrow.
fish?
I saw Juggalo and I know him, so I had.
Wait,
to
you're
mention
seeing
that.
ICP? Be careful, man. Those juggalos are dangerous.
ECP more than ICP.
All right, before Mark introduces the sliding of the shows, Christian with another Canadian $10 says, even to this date, Canadians are shocked to find out the Hansons are from Minnesota.
That's right.
Crushing those dreams there. And then we got my guy WG. What's up, WG? 70s knows this for $10. My dad was an extra in Slapshot. Holy shit!
Nice.
He was the Peterborough Patriots goalie who tackled the Chiefs goalie during the pregame brawl.
Which is
Oh,
a great
dude, I
tackle.
remember that.
Great
See, I know exactly what you're talking about. Nice to see you here, WG. Thanks for the
Motherfucker.
$10. And
Yeah, good
Oh.
to see you, WG. He's a great supporter of many channels and on our bourbon and boarding.
I've
and
met the
chat quite
man
a lot.
before in
Yeah, great
person.
guy. Great guy.
Yeah, very great dude. Going into
That's
this, I was
great
like,
thing,
okay,
yeah.
this will probably just be a cool hockey. What my expectations versus what I got, I was like, okay, so somebody's recommending a hockey movie. Okay, cool. It was probably good to have some goofiness, but I didn't expect. And I was like, maybe there'll be the occasional fight or two. I didn't expect it to be like a what's that movie? I can't believe I'm Roadhouse. It was basically Roadhouse on Ice. Where it was just
Oh,
fights
nice.
every few minutes. Yeah, that's another way you could call it, Roadhouse on Ice as well, because there's just fights every freaking few minutes. I'm like, huh, okay. I
It
didn't
almost
expect
kind of
this.
overshadowed the comedy a little bit to me. Like it almost like it was the depression. There was like the depression or the depressing element to it. So much
Uh-huh.
like gratuitous violence and everything. I was like, and this is a comedy. I mean, it
What
was
the fuck?
funny, but it wasn't
Yeah, I
like
never felt that.
Oh, it's
And I
funny.
didn't like the movie.
I felt
No,
those.
I didn't even feel that.
I mean, I do agree. It didn't feel like the top thing for me of what I saw first, but I felt like it was just a really badass movie. I was just like, I know, shame on me. I know. My
Nick,
brain
what's your
farted.
favorite line from Roadhouse? I got
don't
mine.
know.
I'll tell because it's the most
ahead.
uncomfortable thing I've ever heard said in the middle of the fight is when he's fighting
Okay.
the bad dude at the end in the water and the guy grabs him from behind. He goes, I used to fuck guys like you in prison. What? No. Who says
Yeah.
that to a dude in a fight? What is wrong with you? That's why you got your throat ripped out, you weirdo.
Sorry, are you making an offer there?
Why are you thinking about this right now? We're in the middle of a fight and you're like, oh man, reminiscing about the dudes you used to fuck in prison. Oh.
Oh dear. Yes.
No, that's not the white I was thinking about.
Like, I don't know if it's gay unless you like make eye contact while there's the blowjob. The blowjob's not that gay.
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
I do like how we saw the character development of Paul Newman because by the end he accepted homosexuals.
Oh yeah,
He still referred to them as the F word, like just dropping it everywhere. But yeah, that
70s,
was.
that's what you did. I mean, not to excuse it, but that was.
Oh
vernacular.
yeah, I get it. Yeah, but
and growing up, I mean, you'd call like even before you knew what that was, you'd call kids.
Of
that
course.
Word. You had no, it was just like an
That's
insult.
what
Like
also
when
when dudes are smoking, they said they'd be smoking off.
Yeah. Well, it's
that's
just
in Brit-
watching
that's
it in
British term for
2023. You know, it's been a minute since I've heard that that word dropped with such abandonment. You know, it's been a minute. So you're like, oh
Brought
yeah,
back
this
happy
used to be a
memories
thing.
for you. Brought back happy memories for you.
Was it? I think it was. I don't know why. For some reason, when I think of that line, it reminds me of in Happy Gilmore, who says, "I used to eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast." He's like,
do you eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
That's a hockey movie. Happy Gilmore is a hockey movie.
Yeah.
It was a better sports comedy than this one.
No, in
What?
sense.
No, Shooter's just helping me find the other end of this bottle. It's there's some of it over here.
And
broke the
WG
bottle.
again. My dad for $10. Thank you, WG. My dad also at Newman helped get director G.R. Hill to edit a part where a Hanson brother was supposed to bite a guy's ear off.
Yeah.
See it edit in the movie, bro. Okay,
That's
I
right.
saw that and then I immediately thought,
Yeah.
was he trying to bite his ear off?
No,
Did I
Mark,
see
I
that
think
right? And I
think
thought about like,
shared-
is that what Mike Tyson got inspired by?
I shared
That's what
that
I
clip with you,
thought.
Mark, in that drive.
Yeah,
I
but
shared
not,
that
yeah,
clip.
I just downloaded them. Yeah, I got to.
Yeah, I shared that
And
clip.
then
upload that. Yeah.
And then WG again for $10 says all the extras objected to a hockey player biting a guy's ear off. Well, nowadays that's just commonplace in the workplace nowadays. Yeah, right. Num num Tyson recommended, and that's I guess you could say this a segue to Mike Bites. It's better than the real thing because Tyson confirmed so. Which I don't even want to know what the real thing is like.
His edibles, he has a whole line of edibles that are like ears with bites taken out of them.
Yeah, well, it's it's all just because his edibles are supposed to be better than a human being's ear, which I would kind of hope so. I don't imagine being like, yeah, I really preferred.
You never
Evander
tasted somebody's
Holyfield's
ear like chewing on it, so we'll see how that goes.
I really prefer the ear of Evander Holyfield. It's so much better than the Mike Bite. Said no one ever.
Well, here's the clip. These are okay to show, right, Brian?
Yeah, I turn on the monetization.
I show them all the time on my show. So
yeah,
well, here we go. Oh, that was the ear there. Yeah.
So that, okay, yeah. I look. I'm like, bro, Mike Tyson before Tyson. I just knew right then and there I was in for a chaotic movie. I was like, this is fucking great. It's just endless slugfest. And then before you know it, the game is won. I'm like, hold on, did I not see many of the? Because you didn't see too many goals get like shot at. Like obviously you see like a few of them, but overall you didn't see many of the wins actually happen.
There was a game.
It looked like Paul Newman for most of the game just hung out by the goalie.
Yeah,
it talked to him. Yeah, he was always there.
Yeah,
pretty good skater though. I got to say, Newman looked is pretty good though. He can definitely skate. So I guess of course they don't want to get the guy.
I thought Ned had the moves. I'm like, whoever Matt is watches, he's definitely feeling a bit up when he sees Ned on screen.
What the fuck is Ned?
He was the one who got down to his job strap.
Man, I was so checked out by the time that happened. I'm like, what is this? This is how they're gonna win? Is this commentary on how fighting has ruined the game of hockey, the pureness?
The great bit is that they all stop fighting each other and say, "This is a disgrace to the game."
Yeah, I get it.
What's he doing?
Michael Ontkeen was the one actor who could have been a hockey player. He was actually offered a contract and turned it down to be a professional hockey player. But most of the extras were minor league hockey players of one sort or another.
Wait, even
the
guy, Hook?
One guy who tried out injured himself trying to do the skating and was amazed that Paul Newman could skate rings around him without hurting himself. So Newman was pretty good at skating.
I think there's only one Hanson brother in the movie. I read about this movie a while ago, but I think that one of the other brothers got called up to the NHL or got called up, or so they couldn't be in the movie. Or
yeah, they were all
brothers.
players.
Yes.
So I think that's why there's actually only one Hanson brother.
One was a Hanson, and two of them were Carlsons.
Yeah,
Carlsons, right? Yeah. But then one of the Hansons get called up to the NHL or called up to play, or I'm trying to remember now. But
yes,
Birmingham, I think he played for Birmingham.
Let me see.
Yeah, so then he couldn't play. He couldn't be in the movie, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had to hire another Hanson brother.
All right, I'm almost done. Just got a few more.
Can we talk about the SS helmet that randomly popped up in this movie?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, I saw that. I'm like, bro, what?
Yep.
And
the girlfriend caught it. I didn't catch it. She made me rewind it. I'm like, what is happening? No explanation. Nothing else about it.
Just one of the super fans.
Yeah.
I thought he was a bus driver.
Didn't want to get hit with a puck.
He was at the bus. The game was over.
Yeah.
I was just so out of left field. Like, why? I want to know, what was the artistic reasoning behind that?
I think he brought that from home.
I don't think people cared as much back then, to be honest, unfortunately. I mean, I think it was just a random, just throw that in there just for shock value, or maybe
a lot of people
it was an extra just wearing it.
A lot of people had that stuff, war memorabilia. The war wasn't that far in the past.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys that fought in the war had all that shit.
Yeah, I found it.
Well,
Right.
I knew like some guys like collected this stuff, so they understood, I guess, owning pieces of history, not necessarily liking it. Because Lemmy was actually a collector of memorabilia from that time period, And he said, no, he's not for things like that happen. He was just he was just collecting pieces of history to acknowledge history. And the same misconception even happened with Slayer with the song Angel of Death, because Angel of Death was about the Holocaust. And people thought they were singing about and being in support of it. They were like, no, we're just talking about it. We're telling the story about it because of the horrificness of it.
When they cleared it up, that's when I stopped listening to them. I'm like, oh, that's what it was about?
Nick, I would have
Hey,
something.
boys. Did you get her done?
Just kidding. We don't give a fuck.
So I would say to people who complain about memorabilia.
Man, Letterkenny is a great show. It takes you a little bit to catch on to what they're saying.
Yeah.
They just have a totally different way. Yeah.
Very rural Ontario. And it belies the lovely, polite Canadians thing. They're the real Canadians in Letterkenny.
Yeah. Well, pitter patter. Let's get at her.
Yeah.
And Christian coming in hot with another Canadian 5 says, who owns the Chiefs? Odes. Nice. I'll see what you did there, Christian. TZ Burton for $5 says, I watched Mike Tyson 10 PBD podcast, and he does have mic bites, and he partners with the Evander Holyfield. Wow, they really have come a long way. Hey, dude, I bit your ear, but you want to partner up with me so we can sell an item that's based off me biting your ear? Yeah, sure. I'll see you next week. Let's do this.
They've been in a couple of things since then.
Only if you find my piece of ear that's missing.
Oh, I still got your ear, dude. Oh, dude, let's put it back
I've
on.
been looking for it. Somebody in the chat's asking about Brahma.
Yeah, he couldn't make it tonight. He's occupied.
Bro. Yeah, he's got family, so otherwise
Family,
We don't have family, but he does.
But for those who are missing him, you can watch Bourbon and Boarding on Saturday night at 10 p.m. Mountain Time on my YouTube and his Rumble simulcast. That's our hockey show.
You guys actually literally cross the streams.
We do. We cross the streams live. But yeah, if you want to watch us, me, Brahma, and I, that's the place to go.
There you go. I like it.
Get the plug in.
All right. Oh.
As the actress said to the bishop.
Oh, there. I just covered up the last movie.
Thank God.
Sorry.
Oh, good. Right before you slide the screen on. Hey, Christian. Oh my God, Christian. For a Canadian 10, he was the bus driver with the sledgehammer. After the Hansons came out, he wore the hat to look tougher. Back then, people didn't get butt hurt.
We are all aware
and
that back then people could get away with a lot more. It's just, again, we're watching it in 2023. So to see that helmet pop up out of nowhere is a little jarring.
TZ for $2 says, no excuse, Brahma. You guys are fun.
He's
Thank you
probably
guys
not
for
even
your
listening.
super chats.
He hates hockey.
Well,
he only
must
does
hate
it for the
hockey.
clicks.
He supports the Avs, so he must hate hockey.
All right. Mark, you can just start the...
Yeah, I'm starting. Yeah, I missed one pair of pliers.
I was going to say, when you do, you can
There we
just
go.
start
I'm
like,
just
I don't know,
checking it.
15 minutes into it. Just
Yeah,
start
I'll
with,
skip through it. I'll go fast. Yeah.
Don't be a
Yes.
pussy. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Don't be a pussy.
Don't be a pussy. Shit.
So,
I'm just
yeah,
checking to see if I missed anything. Yeah. There we
I
go.
agree. Like, it's not really majorly drowned in story, but it's a simple, easy story that makes sense and it's coherent, but it's more about the ridiculous hijinks along the way. Because obviously, this movie, it appeals to the hockey crowd, people of the 70s, and also to people who were all being loony at that time, because the 70s are wild for people and people liked wild, crazy shit.
Tea
at the
parties.
time.
But it is
Yeah,
the,
partiers,
it is the era
drinkers,
of
getting hires. Go ahead.
It's the
70s.
era of the Broad Street Bullies, the Philadelphia Flyers, who were literally these guys on the ice. They were thugs and bullies who beat the shit out of people. So it was right on point with a lot of things. This movie, that was the era it was.
So 70s, since obviously you're definitely very well endowed with the NHL.
Well,
how
I
long
played
did
it on
take?
Xbox.
How long did it take for the NHL to not denounce a movie like this? Because I can imagine when this came out fresh off the press, the NHL were probably like, no, this makes us look bad.
Well, I think the NHL had the ability to say, well, this has nothing to do with us because it's not NHL. It's some minor
Really?
league thing.
I
yeah.
figured they would
Well,
have been
it was
not fond of it.
it was decried by much of the NHL on release
Oh,
because
so it
many
was.
league higher-ups felt fans would lump the brawl-filled 1970s NHL with the brawl-filled minor league
It
featured
was
in the
too
film.
close to the bone. Yeah.
Exactly. But it's still a staple on NHL buses and team charters, according
Yeah.
to my trivia here.
The same thing happened with Any Given Sunday. The NFL did not want that movie to have any association with football because, tell the truth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Willie Beeman, he keeps the ladies
Creaming.
Brahma and I have got a nice face swap of this.
Oh, gee, yeah. Of
Or
course
he's
you do.
he's the Brahma's face is on the presenter, and I'm Denny
That would be Jack Carr, I think his name
Jack
was.
Carr,
Jack
yeah.
Carr? Or Jim
Jack
Carr. Sorry,
Carr.
Jim Carr. Jim Carr.
Jim
That's
Salk.
what it is, Jim Carr. You'll do that. Oh no, never. So there's one character when I was trying to learn at least a little bit about this movie after watching it. There's one character who's in this, and he goes by McCormick, I think. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name here. Something McCormick. I think his name is Tim McCormick, the guy with the sideburns.
Dr. Hook?
Yes,
Hook, yeah.
Dr. Hook.
Yeah,
McCracken.
Yes, thank you, McCracken. Tim McCracken. Thank you. Tim McCracken was his appearance in this movie was the basis for comic writer artist John Byrne for when he drew Wolverine.
No way.
Oh, really?
I could see that.
I actually
could
see that now. Yeah.
I can see that.
And I obviously say the clip so you can look at it, you can all decide for yourselves and tell me you don't see Wolverine when you see it. Once I start seeing I'm like, shit, it makes damn sense. So
This is the other thing that rings true, though, the crowd. This is exactly what crowds are like, particularly minor league games when you're right next to the ice. And every team's fans are the worst at insulting their own. Don't go to the away fans to support your team, to insult your team. Your own fans will do it more.
Well, plus it's hockey is just such a fast sport. It's so much better when you're there at the rink or the arena watching it. I mean, even my wife said, she's like, I used to go to a ton of hockey games. And then when I started taking her to the games, and she's like, it's actually better than watching it on TV because you get, of course, she'd be talking to like one of her girlfriends and miss a goal. But sometimes, it's, it's just, and especially like this is like, minor league, or you probably know the players or you're a diehard fan. You don't give a shit about anyone else, and you're drinking a lot of beers and getting drunk. And,
and
it's a raucous crowd because it's a violent sport, and it's so much.
The blue collar game, Mark, a blue collar game.
Blue collar, yeah.
I've never been to a Hawks game. I have been to 3 or 4 Wolves games, and even then, those were fun. And even one of the times I went was that time where the team was just doing okay. I remember, but even then, the arena was jammed. So I was like, "Holy crap, this team's doing okay. The arena's jammed." Like
Great
I don't know if I
night
saw a good night, but then I found out that Wolves had really people just love going to those games and being around that energy and that crowd. Yeah, being around those games, like holy crap, people love it. And I was loving it. Nights I don't know, like I know a few moves and a few names as far as like the names of the moves, a few key players, but I'm not as deeply well versed into the NHL or anything about hockey as I once was about MLB and moderately the NFL. But man, seeing that the hockey crowd is a whole other beast, that's for sure. That is
Minor league
definitely
hockey is great because it's community based. It's usually smaller towns, maybe 5, 6, 7,000 arena, cheaper beer, whatever. The NHL is fantastic, but the minor league hockey's got an atmosphere all of its own.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
For the Wolves is probably around 10,000, maybe probably around 10K. But yeah, they do well. They do very well at that venue. All right, let's get a look at Wolvie, and we'll get the screen shot going. But yeah, I see this look. I was just like, damn, that's Wolverine.
Now that you mention it, I could definitely see that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That makes
Look
sense.
at that.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, no.
The
That's
funny
Never
thing
thought
is
of that
it-
till now, yeah.
Wolverine would have been a great hockey player with those claws. He would have just been
Yeah,
fantastic.
just snap everyone to pieces, yeah.
Once I saw, like, of course, the little bit of homework that I do for it, I would come across the comic book thing. I would come across this, so it just makes too much
Yeah.
sense. So, yep, I'm like, that's fucking Wolverine, and yeah, and John Byrne said he didn't like even know too much about it. He said that he just kind of saw this movie one day and just decided, you know what, I'm going to use that as the basis for when he was doing Wolverine drawings, and yeah, it made sense. So. Shout out
Blame
to John
Canada.
Byrne.
Hey, McCracken.
Dunlop, you suck cock.
Oh, I really
All I can get.
That's all I can get. I
And
love that.
that's another thing that's true, the shit talking amongst the players, and you hear it on hot mic stuff and today, and even in the NHL, the constant shit talking.
So obviously with the NHL, the way how toned down is the violence today in modern
It's not the
NHL?
same game. I
It's
mean,
nowhere
I don't-
near the same,
We'll let
no, no.
Brian. Yeah, I mean, just totally different game. I mean, you had players like Ty Domi, and it was son. That's his son is playing now, right on the Stars 70s.
Yeah, Max Domi, yeah.
Max Domi, yeah. But I mean, Ty Domi was just considered one of the great all-time
hard as nails yeah.
fighters. And I remember one of the Rangers. Younger guys are supposed to be like an enforcer for the. I'm forgetting who it was, and then they had a fight, and like Domi still kicked the guy's ass, but I guess he held up well enough. So at the end, they kind of like shook hands or whatever. He's like, "Good job." So there's a respect there among the fighters, but I mean, you don't have the enforcers like you have now. Like
Not
Gretzky
really.
had. Yeah, you could talk about McSorley maybe, but
Well, there's all
anyone
sorts of
touch
rules.
Gretzky.
All sorts of rules there now. You don't get the bench clearing brawls you used to get. That's totally verboten now. I mean, anybody tried that the whole team would be game misconducts. So it's not the same. Then you'd get literally they could jump over the benches and start fighting each other.
Yep.
The players would go into the crowd and fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
the
Pacers tried that once.
So
Yeah.
Art did imitate real life from this movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah.
used to-
Like,
the Bruins,
oh, man,
famously a Bruins
I
game.
thought- I'm watching this thing. There's no way something like that ever actually happened.
that
in the
happened.
game.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Now you're
that
telling me
happened.
that actually did happen.
Oh yeah.
It
Oh,
did
no.
happen, yeah.
It did
Yeah,
happen.
the
You don't have to
Flyers,
fuck with a
as
hockey
with
player.
every team in Philly, they were horrible. Not as bad as their fans. Their fans are even worse than the players. But yeah, there are some classic brawls with the Phillies,
Freudian slip.
That's
Freudian
what I
slip
think
there.
about the ball.
mostly
Freudian slip.
between the fans and police.
Oh yeah, but this I like this setting. Small town Pennsylvania, and the steel mills closing. Everyone's depressed. It's like the Deer Hunter. in
Yeah,
its
I was thinking
tone.
the Deer Hunter thing too.
It's very similar in setting and tone.
By the way, did y'all not see? Y'all don't remember the melee in the palace? No, between the Indy Pacers and the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, I
Oh,
brought
yeah.
that up. I was like, yeah, the Pacers tried that once.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
were in
Ron
the South,
Artest and all them. Yeah,
yeah, up
What's
in
his name?
Detroit, yeah.
Peace now. What's his Meta World Peace?
Meta World Peace. I apologize, Ron.
Yeah, you want him to come kick your ass.
No, he's supposed to be Meta World Peace. Why would I worry?
I highlighted this earlier from WG. He said Rob Zombie is also going to make a movie about the Broad Street Bullies. I cannot imagine Rob Zombie doing a hockey movie. I'm
Hey,
sure
I
it'd
don't
be
know.
super. Huh?
Why not? Pantera were big
Because I've
Dallas
seen his
Stars
other
fans.
movies.
Well, no, it's more of the way Zombie does.
Oh, the movies. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, movies.
It's like
I
a
know
music.
Pantera. They had a song for the Dallas Stars.
Well,
I
they do.
remember
It's
that.
the
That
goal
was-
song.
That was right around the time when they were recording for reinventing the steel, and then Pantera ended up doing a track for the Dallas
It's all-
Stars. And
Puck,
also
puck off. Yeah,
previously
puck off.
did that track for SpongeBob SquarePants as well around that time. So they covered the Stars and SpongeBob. Yes,
See
go
that
look
jacket? See the fur coat he's wearing? That's the sort of thing Bobby Hull wore in the World Hockey Association.
Is
That's
that his
exactly that? That's a rip off or a homage to Bobby Hull. I think that.
Okay,
in
so
my
is that who Reggie's supposed to be? Kind of like, I guess you could say
I
impersonating
think he's a
his
kind of a
role?
Bobby Hill figure who was the big fish in a small pond when they lured him over to the World Hockey Association to play for I think it was the Jets at the time, the Winnipeg Jets.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, they offered him $1 million, which everybody laughed at. They thought it was a joke. But they actually did offer him $1 million. He said, "Damn right, I'm going to take it." But you see him in interviews with this big fur coat on, like just like that one. And I think it's kind of modeled on him a little bit. That's just what I think. I mean, it's
Okay.
Yeah.
And we got TZ Burton for $2 says, oh no, we already did that one. Darius Munchausen for a $3 super sticker, and he gives the horns, and I give the horns right back. Yes, thank you, Darius. And Christian with another Canadian 5 said, and fights break out into the stands. Apparently that's what happened back in the day. Thanks for that, Christian. And I wish I could have grown up in that time just to see that alone. And TZ with a Nerf 5 says, I grew up watching the Toledo Gold Diggers back in the 70s, 80s. It was just like this. IHL League, Kalamazoo and Fort Wayne were all fighting. Oh, as we see the words, he has a big cock like a horse. Right on the
Haven't we got a clip from that? Haven't we got a clip?
Did you get that for a clip or?
I'm sure we've got a clip about that.
Let's see. Yep, I'm.
That one, dude.
Let me
She
check
had
here,
the
yep.
biggest 70s fro. That way they're just showing on the
Is that what you were looking at?
Yeah, dude, that thing's horribly just that was like, whoa, freaking weird ass froze, man. Man, the 70s were very fascinating with the froze and the perms, I guess.
The froze you see and the froze you didn't see.
It's his wife.
Oh, so see, I don't see, like, maybe it's because Zombie is
because you've seen his other movies and
yeah,
it's
the Devil's Rejects. If it was 2005, I would be like, yeah, let's see that. But since then, I feel like he's really put out anything significant.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's ever put out anything decent, but yeah, I know he would probably do an entirely different tone. I don't expect him to do a hockey movie in the same way that he did the Devil Rejects or Halloween. You know what I mean? But I still think it would be shit.
Awful. The Halloween.
Yeah.
I didn't finish the second one. I felt like I was wasting my time with the first one alone. So
yeah.
It sucks because I do like his movie, especially when he was White Zombie. I really loved White Zombie.
White Zombie, yeah,
100%. Oh, man. White Zombie was the shit. But, anyways, hockey. Hey, Billy.
Yeah, and you can see this. It's not a glamorous sport. It wasn't.
No,
it was the poor relation of sports even then, of major league sports.
You had dudes piling up in the bus together. They got to get all up in each other's feels and
I mean, this is
wanting girls and banging bitches, and they're just they got to deal with each other's stinky asses.
It's not just hockey. You know, you see this across most minor league, organizations. They're not going to be, flying on private jets, especially in the 70s.
But that bit there about the bag of used pucks, that's what people say all the time. We'll trade you in for a bag of used pucks if it's a shitty player,
It's also the whole grind of, you got to go through the grind of you have to deal with the small bus before you can get into the fancy vehicles after you pay the dues per se as well. So that's part of the grind of being in the smaller leagues per se.
Maxine Nightingale song that they're playing. Maxine Nightingale, I think it's that song. It's all right, we're gonna get right back where we're going to.
Oh yeah. That's
that is 70s disco. 70s disco.
It's kind of it's interesting to see a movie who sets up this dude, whatever his name is, the pretty boy that won't fight. This whole movie for him to come off as a douchebag. He's a douche to everyone.
Ned?
He's sure if that's the guy
he's very superior. He is superior.
The whole movie.
Ned Braden.
I don't know. Is that the pretty dude
Braden.
that has a wife?
That's
Ned,
the guy.
Yeah. Anyway, so they just. I mean, he just comes off as kind of an asshole the whole movie. You know what I mean? And then at the end, he's the one that saves the day. was like, okay.
By being a weirdo. But yeah, I think, isn't it? It's supposed to have a bit of an education as opposed to most of these guys. Yeah.
His
He's
parents.
college. He's college.
He didn't go to Princeton or something, or like, why are you playing here? Yeah, because he loves the game, right? Yeah, they never really.
Well, no, because he hates
why...
his dad. That's why he's playing.
Yeah, he said he hates his dad. Yeah, but they never explained why their marriage was on the rocks between the two people.
I would guess it would have something to do with her drinking. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Drinking and she thinks he can do better than play hockey.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It seemed like there was a common theme too that all the hockey players were having issues with their hockey wives per se as well.
Well, yeah,
obviously,
wives.
So
Did we see the bit where he first meets the Hanson brothers and they're trying to get a Coke out of the machine?
Yeah,
and
it ate his quarter.
It ate his quarter. He's only interested in the quarter.
Nowadays that'd be $2 in the day and age of inflation. You lose $2 eating, and you would get that $2 back. They'd find a way to keep that shit nowadays.
I want my $2.
Yeah.
I remember I shook a machine when I was in 4th grade with a bunch of other kids because I wanted a Hawaiian punch and I didn't get my Hawaiian punch. And the drink actually came down. I got my Hawaiian punch. Of course, I got in trouble for it later on because, you never know if the machine falls on you and I die and I'm 10 years old. But it didn't matter because I got my damn Hawaiian punch. So I was willing to risk it all.
This isn't the best motivational pre-game speech in history. It's in Shoresy of Letterkenny gives the best one. I've even got that clip. We'll play it later. You're all crap. No, he's the worst. You're the worst. No, you're the worst. He's second worst.
Is it this one here? Is it this one or here? Let's see.
No, I've got.
These guys are a fucking disgrace.
They're on his team. These guys are a fucking disgrace.
Yes.
No, the Letterkenny one is it's slightly different from that, but it's funny. He's not being motivational at all. He's slagging them all off. Oh god, I can't find it now. But,
it's okay. You'll find it. You will find it. Oh yes, he covered cold ass. No, I was just, for me, it was all about the ridiculousness of the hijinks, the players, and obviously them dealing with their hockey wives and seeing them say, hey, look, they're worth more than something now. And I was like, okay, fine. All right, cool. I can roll with this. And I didn't care. It didn't have this big, huge story. And obviously it's a very predictably structural story. It's conventional, especially you could say how many sports movies have come around since then, but it's fun. It's a damn good time. That's what I was about for this movie, is having the fun with it. So yeah, I could see why Matt can probably
the second act for sure felt like it dragged on. The whole scene.
The second act was stronger.
Really? For me, it was when he's at that dude's house, Pretty Boy's house. And it felt like it just went on forever. There were so many scenes that felt unnecessary and really dragged out. Highlighted by some really great stuff. There was some really funny things in here, but they were few and far between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dustin, what about what you have gotten out of this? You haven't had a chance to say too much.
Well, I wish, I mirror Mad what he said. I think it was a little long. I think it probably could have been like 15, 20 minutes shorter, I think maybe.
Yep.
Then it would have been a tighter, better movie. I think a lot of the jokes and a lot of things would have hit a lot better. It was weird how they bridged like the comedy and the depressingness of it. Like we were talking with Brian about like the whole thing with it being like reminiscent of The Deer Hunter, which is a depressing movie.
Perfect for a comedy. Like, hey, let's have the aesthetic of Deer Hunter.
Yeah, right. Wasn't enough boobies, too
many.
Close.
Do you ever want to sleep with a man?
Gratuitous.
No, never. No.
Overall, I enjoyed the movie.
The rest of you the most, you the second most, and you're useless. Actually, it's you the most and you the second most.
That's a great pep talk.
Now that's what I call motivational.
You know what I was expecting that I didn't get, and I'm used to that became like a cliche for like sports movies in general. When there's the motivating speech before the second half of the final game, and then you have that clap, it's like clap, and it slowly starts building, getting faster, and then also everyone goes out to win the game and win the championship. I was like, wow, there was one with no clap. Like I was so used. I was actually surprised, but I'm like, you know what? No, there's too much mayhem. This movie's too mayhemic for the clap. It just
Wait,
it just isn't.
I love this.
What
line
was that
here.
word? Hold on. What was that? This movie was
Mayhemic.
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 Yes, mayhemic. You heard that one here first. Mayhemic.
Hey, no, I like it, man. I make up words all the time.
I love this line. I don't blame you, though, Suzanne. See, women's bodies are beautiful.
Cocks all over the place.
He's like, I sympathize with
I
you.
don't
Yeah.
understand how Mad doesn't like this movie. I mean, it's just
Yeah, right. I'm actually confused. Like that line is, hey, dude, I just look everywhere. I just see dicks everywhere I look.
I think I had maybe 3 or 4 big laughs, and one of them was that dumb wife in the park when he's like, you know how many rapes there's been and how many murders? He's like, I just got here. I was like, oh,
And
that's
she
a
said,
good
I didn't
line.
do it.
Yeah, I didn't
do it.
I was like, oh, that's a good line.
I don't think it's meant to be a laugh out loud all the time. It's
No,
not,
that's not what I'm asking for. I was just stating that I had 3 or 4 big laughs. One of them was this. Trust me, they did not expect people to laugh very much in this movie.
Well, I think at times have
I got
changed
nothing
too,
there.
though. I mean, just
Yeah.
no, times have changed, and I think movies maybe sometimes are a little bit slower. Not as much to the point. And you got Paul Newman here, and they're trying to make it a serious movie too, in terms of the relationships with his ex-wife. He keeps trying to get back to her. And he's and you've got all these jokes here in this line. I mean, he's talking to this, he's sleeping with this woman, and she's telling him how she's become a lesbian. It's just there's nothing gratuitous about it. It's just telling her what he's telling her what happened. And I mean, there's more to this movie. I think it's someone who's reached the end of their career and realizing they can't play anymore, and they've been in minor league hockey, and it's like his last shot to try to motivate the team. And the whole thing about selling the team is bullshit, but it was brilliant too. So he finds a way to get a job in the end. So I think it's someone trying to reach for that second act in their life, and like what the hell am I gonna do?
Knowing that it was all bullshit, I think kind of took away the stakes, because there weren't really any stakes. I think that's what Major League did to improve it. The team was actually going to be sold if they could not win. So that was the motivation for everybody to actually win, and you're invested because it's this. You're like, you know what I mean? It's all bullshit.
Except he's trying to actually get the team sold, and then it ends up working out that all the scouts show up.
Barely
at the last
touch
game.
on him trying to do it until towards the end when they're like, "Oh, who owns the team? What the fuck? Who owns the team?"
Yeah. Well, he kept trying to find out during the whole movie. During that, he sent the goalie up, and they're trying to figure that out. So, but I know I just love this movie. I laugh.
The great Emmett Walsh, great guy.
Yep. Yeah.
And
well,
then, of course,
Newman's character is trying to make the team sellable so that there's an option, there's an out. But he's telling the players that it's going to happen. He's trying to make the sale happen by pretending it's already in the works.
Yes, I understand all of that.
I wasn't explaining it to you.
Oh.
I know you understand. I know you understand, Matt. No, I'm just saying that one thing that both the manager, played by a longtime colleague and collaborator with Paul Newman there, whose name escapes me at the moment.
Catherine Walker, who's Anita?
No, the gray-haired guy who's Brother Martin plays McGrath.
Brother Martin. Yeah.
Brother Martin is trying to save his butt without telling anybody on the team that he's trying to get a different job before the team gets sold out from under him. Newman is faking a sale in order to try and make a sale possible, because if he convinces the team somehow to have a more successful season, there might be somebody who's willing to buy the team. But they're all basically bullshitting each other. And the guys in the team are just like, this is all I got. This is it. This is hockey.
That's it, Richard. This is the stakes in this are personal. These guys have got nothing else.
Right.
They ain't going to move up to the majors, and most of them, maybe one of them might. And then if this team folds, where are they going to go? They can't even get a job. The mill's closed, you know.
Yeah, like one guy says, I'm going to be calling my brother at the Chrysler factory.
Yeah, it's personal for these guys. They get nothing else. So who cares about the team per se? It's about them. It's
and then your youth is gone. I mean, you know, if you don't make it, you know, if you know I knew a couple of guys in the minor leagues and tried out and played for years, and then you don't make it in the end. I mean, they were, you know, awesome players and, you know, like the best player in high school, but then, you know, they try in the minor leagues for 5, 6, 7 years, and then you kind of put your life on hold too, and you're like, oh shit. That's it. You know, I'm not going to make it. Now I got to go get a 9-to-5 job. And Newman even says I'm not cut out for it. This 9-to-5 bullshit. So,
and this was pretty much when economically the 70s bottomed out. These guys are not just out of a job playing hockey where they can't play the game they want to play. They may have trouble finding anything in this day and age when this movie is set. So they Newman and he's a schemer. So's McGrath. They're just trying to save their own butts. But at least
Joe McGrath. Yeah.
That dude's fucking unibrow. Once the girlfriend was one that pointed it out to me, and once she did, that's all I could stare at every scene he's in. I'm like,
I love this slide here.
but I mean, Newman's Newman's trying to do, his character's trying to do the right thing, but in the wrong way. He's not being honest about it, but he can't afford to let the team know what's really happening. But no, the stakes I think are for them, really.
Okay.
That they're really up the creek without a paddle if this team folds because the mill is closing and all of that, and the town's not going to have any industry left. They're going to have to go somewhere else and find a job somewhere else, and that's a lot. So the stakes are very personal. They're not big epic things. They're just a whole bunch of guys who are basically screwed if this team just disappears. And that was true of the 70s. A lot of people had that sort of a stake in their life. You had to keep the jobs, or you had to work 2 jobs, or you had to find another job. And it was hard to do sometimes.
There's one character I definitely need to still gain some understanding about was Lily. Obviously she was the one who was married or dating Ned?
Married.
Okay. And I was just like, and she's an alcoholic and she's driving, which obviously at that time I'm guessing DUI rules were not the way they were then, but holy shit, man. What's her deal, dude? Like all of a sudden Ned goes out in the Speedo running free, and all of a sudden she's just fine with that. I was like, she's a weird one. I did not understand her character and why she was like that.
She's a spoiled rich girl. Her parents have money.
Well,
she says like at one point,
like what Ford said. Ford said that women aren't just a mystery to men; they're a mystery upon themselves. So who the fuck knows what they're doing?
Yeah, I just remember when Reggie was trying to I guess you could say chill her out, and all of a sudden she starts recklessly driving. I was like, oh man, she gonna kill the damn coach. I actually was thinking she was gonna, and it seemed like he had the best intentions for her, but she didn't seem to comprehend that.
Did we already pass the scene with the 2 kids fighting where he's dragging her away from the TV? And the little girl goes in and says, he called me a pussy.
That's towards the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, that's earlier. That's the first hour of the movie. That's the
first time?
And yeah, it was fucking hilarious. And all of a sudden the dad closes the doors like you didn't hear that.
Work it out between yourselves, kids.
That was a great scene.
Yeah, I thought that scene was but what was another freaking line where he's like, I'm gonna flash him, Joe. I'll walk down that freaking runway and open up this robe and wiggle my dick. I was just like, what the frick? He wants to go replay these.
Oh, that was a great, I mean, it starts off strong, man. I was really into it. We were both, really into it, but then it just started to drag.
If Hammerhand's wife saw it, does that make him a? I was like, whoa, bro. Like,
Yeah,
that's,
that was
that's
70s
what I
thing.
mean.
Yeah, back then, yeah, that's what people would say. Yeah, or that's an Archie Bunker type statement. Yeah,
Right.
Oh man, no, there's some definitely they were definitely the sass in these dudes was fucking hilarious. I love the lines that are spot on. This is why I realized, okay, this is a free for ride type of movie, and I love how the free for ads get crazier as the movies go on. Like before you know it, the rest start taking it personally, and probably one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie is when during the national anthem, one of the referees tries to go up to, I can't remember which one of the
Yes. Well, yeah, one of the Hansons.
He lit off on the referees like, don't listen to the fucking song. And I was like, oh, that is amazing.
It was a great
scenes.
Yeah, it was a great scene because you can see the ref just keeps looking back at him because he wants to yell at him so bad. He's burning up inside, wanting to. Oh, it was so good.
and he's always waiting for him to do something too. He's like waiting for the hand.
Listening to the fucking
attack someone else.
Yeah, Hanson shuts him down with that.
I was like, wow, these players are once again, that word again, they're all mayhemic, but when it comes to national anthem, they're like, okay, we're gonna chill off for this, but after that, we're gonna kill each other again. It's all good.
Names. He called us names. Names.
And this is before the word
killer
killer was a nickname for everyone, because nowadays that's such a commonplace nickname in every medium possible. So I was like, wow, he said killer. Oh no one's had that one before, but I'm assuming 70s that this was definitely killer was not nowhere as commonplace. It's kind of like nowadays if you name your dog Spike nowadays, it's so commonplace now.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get anyone nicknamed Killer at the moment.
I do love how Paul Newman reacts to it because he knows it's lame, but he wants to, you know what I mean? Keep him invested and motivated. Like, oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh, can you believe that guy attacked me?
That's another great part. I noticed that there's a hole in one of the glasses. It's like, damn, these dudes all bloodied up, and the game didn't even damn start. I thought that was great. Like they're all just moving around on the ring, I guess you could say they're getting their legs warmed up, and all of a sudden,
there's the slash.
Brawl happened.
The trip.
Yeah, that dude just busted his shit.
Look at the shit
And I love
his face.
And yeah, I love the smile as he skates just casually away.
Yeah. Look at Paul Newman's face. Like, it's gold. This is gold dust. Gold.
Yep.
Crunch.
Oh. And this is just normal. That's the beauty of it.
This is one of the greatest 3 minutes in sports entertainment movie.
Yes.
When he skates
Whoa, that's a really weird fish.
Skates in front of the opposing bench and hits them all in the head one after the other.
Yes. I remember when this movie came out in the theaters, everybody that saw it was talking about nothing but the Hanson Brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
They were this movie when this movie came out. That's what everybody talked about.
All
Yeah,
right.
and the crowd are loving it as well. There's no shock, horror, whatever. It's like, wow, this is great.
Yep.
Well, now that they're actually, playing offense and defense, now people are showing up, and they're showing up in numbers right away. But before we carry on, we're going to acknowledge some super chats. Christian Delorme for a Canadian $5 says, "Trade me right freaking now." Thank you, Christian. TZ for $2. One of my teammates has old hockey gear like this. Oh, that's cool. You should show it off to 70s and Brahma for their bourbon and boarding. And Christian Delorme again for Canadian 5 says, "Please play the Hanson scene in the room." The boys got it.
I think I got that for Mark. Yeah, that clip.
Yeah,
Just the one where he says,
There we
"Go get him."
Ready?
Yeah.
Go get him.
All right, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Brawl or the one that says, we got a bunch of them here. I think.
You can see Paul Newman
Show us what you
standing.
got.
Paul Newman standing up.
Specify. And then Jason said,
Guys, show us what you got.
This is where they gang up on the guy. These guys are fucking disgrace.
Dudes, I got my aluminum foil. How you
Yeah,
doing,
you
Jason?
foiling up.
I just like where red.
These guys are
a fucking disgrace.
It's his teammates.
Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing.
I like when Reggie's trying to be serious in the locker room, and they just go all the back. I thought that's my second favorite part was where they're all just making noise. I was like, oh, that's great. These guys are just gonna talk over the coach. Said, all right,
He's just visibly upset. I don't think they are. They're going mental. Bring the kids.
They were fucking mental.
Well, the thing is, the kids. There's lots of shots of hockey fights with kids in the background, like drooling with excitement.
We've got entertainment for the whole family. Bring them on down.
Yep. Yeah. See.
This is it. This is a great show. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh yeah, where he went in a row, dude. I laughed my ass off.
I mean,
that's great.
I hear what Mad's
Slapstick
saying
comedy.
about the pacing of the movie, but this 3-minute sequence is one of the greatest sequences in a movie ever.
Facts.
Yeah.
I freaking and what a great handlebar mustache. Come on, dude. That is a
This is what players looked like then. If you look back in those old 70s clips with the helmets, the players looked like there was no good looking players.
I'm sure they were all ugly monsters, but you know what? That's fine.
There were no hot women.
That's right.
Those all balls on the
this is
inside.
when he gets smacked in the head.
Bonk. Don't play that song anymore.
It's a good. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say something, and my brain's just like, you know what? Do not say that on this show, otherwise I'll get yanked off. I was gonna mention some homoerotic shit involving hockey sticks. No, we ain't gonna go there. No.
Watch where you put your sticks.
Yes. Listen to Mark. Watch where you put your
The
damn
goalies
sticks.
do have masks on by now, I noticed.
Yeah, they do have masks. Yeah, the
Oh, there
goalies
we
used to
go.
play without masks. Yeah, at first. Yeah.
Now, was that a cross check or just a punch? You know,
Oh, it's just a slight love tap.
light tap.
Could you imagine how terrifying that would be to play hockey as a goalie with no mask?
And they
Just had to be much better.
I mean, you could probably see a lot better, but I mean, I don't think getting hit in the face with a puck sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, those pucks are going at 100+ miles per hour. Yeah.
No,
First,
I
back
mean,
in
Miro
the day, though, the
Miro
players
Heiskanen
weren't
got
as-
hit in the puck, the Stars defender, and he's still got this massive sliced up area on his face. Got hurt right there a few games ago.
well, I've talked to older players from the NFL. Like I talked to Johnny Unitas once, and you know, if you watch the way the old NFL, obviously much like the NFL now, there's a lot more aggression. There's dudes getting their fingers cut up all over the field,
Oh, yeah.
and like you'd see like Buckis's hands, Gale Sayers, all those guys were like behemoths on the field. And all those guys, despite their injuries and all the damage that they sustained their bodies, they all said that they would do it all over again. And I was like, and that's something that's really missing from the sports is that passion. Because nowadays it's all contracts and agents and just about how much you're going to get paid now for
It's
it.
big
And
business.
And the
guys
I
used to work
know.
2 jobs.
I do love that section. Sorry to interrupt. The bit where
Well,
they're arguing with the
70s.
ref. Arguing with the ref. It was self-defense, and what did we do? Get your eyes checked.
Well, back then the guys used to work like talking to some Giants players that in the winter, summertime they'd paint houses or do things. They didn't make enough money. It was just average.
friend.
You didn't get paid that much. So, and now it's all big business. Has been kind of sterilized. Some people like the game a lot better now. They got rid of all the most of the fighting, and someday I think the fighting will disappear entirely. Probably the way we're going. They got rid of all the the grabbing and the
They want
slowing the game
to.
down.
I mean, a lot of the minor leagues have now outlawed it, like Quebec Major Junior, and they're trying to. The NHL would love nothing more than to take the physical aspect out of the game. They would love that. Yeah.
The hard hit, and then if a guy gets hit real hard, then they could be out and then hurt, and it's you don't have those enforcers anymore that were famous just for if you fucked with one of the guys on the team, the other guy is going to come.
But unfortunately, the NHL has double standards because they will absolutely allow totally illegal and violent hits that do things like break people's neck to go uncalled, and the next minute they're banning people for basically a trip. They need to make their minds up. I mean,
I get it from the company's point of view to a degree, but it's just because of that though you do lose that drive and that intensity, and that anything can happen. You never know. Like I mean, I'd say definitely like you've definitely to a degree taken up the stakes. It's like, yeah, you don't know who's gonna win the game, but as far as the intensity and who might strike who first, because there might be a rivalry, you don't have that, and that you definitely do lose the stakes of the actual game itself. Now there's always this feeling of uncertainty. Nowadays everything has a safety net, and no pun intended, because they obviously goalies do literally have a safety net, but there's nothing nowadays to really put you on the edge anymore.
Well, it still is a
I'd
very
say-
dangerous sport, though. I mean,
Oh, it
unfortunately,
still is. I mean,
yeah, but
even
the equipment's a lot better. But unfortunately, we had in my part of Connecticut, we had a hockey player who died tragically last season. Got cut by someone's skate, just a total fluke accident, with a trip, and the kid died tragically.
ouch.
Like an
Yeah,
hour
that's
later,
tough.
which is horrific. It's
Yeah,
very rare, but it wasn't a
players-
dirty play or anything. It was just a fluke, crazy play.
Yeah,
But,
players can get their necks broken and all sorts of shit can happen. Yeah, it's still people get hurt.
Yeah,
They're all big
so-
guys. I mean, they're all big. It's like all sports now. They're all huge guys.
Yeah, and the condition is so much better now too. Because if you watch,
Mm.
like as soon as you watch the hockey here, you just watch the goalie. The goalie looks like
Uh-huh.
he's so much smaller than the net, and like he can't cover the net. But if you watch, hockey in the '60s or '70s, the goalie is nowhere
Mm.
near as good or as athletic. So and Gretzky came in, one of the all-time greats, but the goalies, he was say 20 years ahead of everyone else and playing the goalies that if he played today's goalies, obviously do incredibly well too, but never would have scored as much just because of the skill level is just taken off, and the players, all sports, just so much bigger, fatter, stronger. I mean, just totally different. But
So Matt, how do you feel about the food again?
What's that?
How about the food?
I don't know what you're talking about.
About getting
Damn it, is what he's trying to say.
Huh?
Hey,
I'm guessing he's talking about the private chat.
Yes, I am. I think
Bitch, that's a secret. She watches.
I just saw that now. Sorry,
Can
I
we
didn't
share
see-
that? Can we share
I have
That's
to
all.
admit, he's got the right idea. I think Mad's right.
that? Matt's always right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
why he survived
facts.
so long.
True.
Yeah. He thought he made a mistake once, but he was mistaken.
That's right. Yeah, that's the only time he's ever acknowledged
TZ,
making a mistake, when he said
with
he
the
was wrong.
$2 input, fans do get hit with pucks. Pay attention to play.
Oh
That's
God,
true.
yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, that's
then
why they
another
put the nets
$2.
in because it was a little girl got really hurt badly a few years ago. I think she made it right though, Brian. Didn't she?
She did,
She
yeah.
coma, but she got she was like just above the boards in the back. I
Mm.
think just at that angle, and she got hit. And it wasn't like you're right on next to the ice or something. It was another fluke thing, but the puck just came at the right angle. So now they have nets all the way around. You've seen Major League Baseball do that too, with nets pretty much up and down the foul lines now too. Especially these days, everyone's on the freaking phone the whole game. We're trying to get a picture of the game. So, but yeah, it's that's definitely right, Teaser. Yeah.
This
can
may
get,
be the
get
one thing
nailed.
that makes Mad Mardigan happy, though. He says they're getting rid of the Ice Girls too. Dot.
About
Man.
time.
Not the Dallas Stars. There's going to be a tough sell to get rid of those. The Dallas
So
Stars
they're-
Ice
I was
Girls.
just saying, between that and the Dallas Cowboys, they seem to really,
Yeah,
I guess, have a lot of their business thrive on that part.
they'll
of
be the
market.
last holdouts. I hope. To the Ice Girls are. That's going to be not popular if they get rid of them.
Are they going to add ice guys then, or what are they going to do?
There were Ice Girls, but I've only been to one NHL game. I've been to a Penguins game.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
All the
I've-
teams.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just think there's a bench clearing brawl. You don't get those now.
Well,
No.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what? Never
And
get.
this-
Yep.
And
You
this
know what
one's
never gets old to
particularly
me?
this one's particularly great because it happens before the game starts.
Starts.
They
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
even have all the refs on the ice yet.
Usually they at least drop the puck first. Yeah. Well, they're getting the fans
The
in
one
now.
I was referring to. See, look at that. He's got one super cracked, and the other is just completely glass piece missing. And this is where the ref goes up to him, trying to tell him off about how he what he needs to do, and he just tells fuck off, trying to listen to the anthem. I was like, wow, I did not expect that scene to play out that way, but that's fucking amazing. Yeah, as once again, definitely my favorite scene here because like you did. Oh,
Very patriotic. And the
Right?
Hansons are American. Are they supposed to be Americans in this, or they're supposed to
I
be
think they
Canadians?
are, yes.
Yeah, they're from
I
Minnesota.
thought they were meant to be American, yeah.
Yeah.
It's set. It was filmed in and is supposed to be set in basically in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are meant to be American. I think Lemieux's the only. I mean, others may be Canadian. He's
Yeah.
the only definite Canadian.
I think, but it's a great mic drop line. It just absolutely shuts him up.
And now for Matt's favorite part from Avengers Endgame.
So WG's.
We got Joe's Atmosphere for $5. Says, you sorry bastards would do Toxic Tuesday on my 22nd anniversary. Hail the greatest hockey movie of all time and the panel. Hail to you, Joe's Atmosphere, and for the $5, sir. Yeah.
Hey, is it Joe's 22nd wedding anniversary? It's my 25th wedding anniversary today.
The greatest hockey movie of all time.
Hell with us.
I mean, I think that one, Mystery Alaska is underrated. Two, Miracle with Kurt nope.
I like Miracle.
What's it?
Young
Kurt
Russell.
Great.
Young
Kurt Russell's Herb Brooks, yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah, Goon. I really enjoyed Goon. I thought Sean William Scott was good in it. You know, it was a dark comedy. You know, Goon 2 was even
Goon
good.
was
you know?
good. Miracle was good.
Mighty Ducks 3 is better than this.
I think
yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's
when they
Mighty
play
Ducks
Iceland.
3 is not better than
Oh,
this. Come
yeah.
on. Jesus God.
When they play
Youngblood's
Iceland.
pretty good. Youngblood's a good movie.
Youngblood's another toxic movie. Yeah, there's no way Mighty
Keanu Reeves is
Mighty
in
Ducks
that.
3.
Goon. We should do Goon someday.
I
Yeah,
think
Goon
we
is good. And
I'm
Youngblood
sold.
is toxic too. Yeah, Youngblood is good. Yeah.
Youngblood
Big
is
time.
Keanu Reeves is in it, and
Yeah.
is it
Oh,
Rob
look at
Lowe?
all those asses.
This is Mad's favorite part of the movie.
And she's baffled. She's like, ew, look at all those men's asses. How dare they? But
Yeah,
no,
better,
for Mad,
I'll
though,
go
oh,
through
that,
this
was,
real
that
quickly.
was heaven for Mad. That was his moment where he knew he was ascending upwards in the world. All those asses for Mad. Asses for Mad. We have a hashtag not to live by. Oh, there.
That is the ugliest man I've ever seen.
And he's the son of a bitch who provokes Ned. Or no, he doesn't provoke. He provokes one of the Hanson brothers.
Yes.
And this is where it leads to the crowd brawl. This
Yeah.
shit shocked me. I was like, bro, what? They're going to the fight with the damn crowd. This is definitely probably one of the most surprising scenes.
Oh, hello.
Mhm.
Is that the Doublemint twins?
Yeah, basically.
Get out of and dude, and I just laugh because he's just swinging people. Is this the right one? Is this the right one? Is this? It's just like he's just wailing on anyone.
So one of these players is in the Hannasport players is Bruce Boudreau, who's going on to be a head coach for many teams. So he's one of, I don't know which one. He's one of the Hannasport players.
Okay.
I think he recently just got dumped by Vancouver. I don't know. TZ might know.
Well,
yeah.
The more you know.
And you after this, you know just how blind the Hanson brothers are because he's a foot away from the guy and he's going, "Is this the one?"
Oh, and Bruce Boudreau's apartment was used as Paul Newman's apartment in the movie. So
yes.
Well, it certainly sold me that they couldn't see for shit when they don't have
Yeah.
their glasses. It
I
really
Yeah.
sold me.
I did like the bit with Paul Newman and the phone because it kept ringing, so
yeah.
he puts it into the dresser or whatever,
Mm,
so he could take a nap.
Froggy.
It was good, but good bit.
You could have just unplugged it, but I mean, there's that.
That's what I said too.
I think we should get into this. Nah.
No, Jeff, no, it's the other guy.
And it turns out it's the right guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
In my head, like I had to do a double take in my head. I'm like, hold on, but I swore that was actually the right guy. Why did he say it's the wrong guy? Oh, Florida. Yeah, nowadays this might actually be required in Florida to do nutty
Well,
shit because I thought about
franchise-
that. I'm like, hold on.
Franchises move as well. I mean, franchise moving isn't that far fetched. It happens all the time.
No, it's
so,
not
yeah.
because when the White Sox almost moved in 1990, they were supposed to actually they were in talks to be what became I think the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. If I remember
Okay.
correctly, they were supposed to go to Tampa, and then they end up instead making what became New Comiskey Park come 1991 because apparently. I think Jerry Reinsdorf did own them in the 80s. I might be wrong on that. Don't hold me to it. But yeah, they wanted to sell out the team to Florida. And I'm thinking, wow, I can't imagine. Oh, so, okay. Thank you, Darth Viewer. Yeah. So it was Tampa Bay. So instead they ended up getting the Devil Rays. But yeah, that was the thing. Florida and having teams move there was the thing. And that's probably my guess is because of the more consistent safe weather. I'm sure that was one of the reasons. Maybe probably cheaper and safer to have a field down there rather than in Chirac. If we're going to be fair here, I'm sure it's definitely a lot cheaper and safer. I won't dispute that part. Much as I love my White Sox, I can understand why they were like this area is a shithole.
They were defending the honor of Charleston. I don't think Charleston's got any honor.
No.
What honor?
Yeah, I laugh at
Your honor. Maybe your
I was gonna
honor.
say, it had to be the honor of the players on a personal level, because you're talking about earlier with the movie, and this is about the players and their personal journeys. Yeah, I could say that. Yeah, there's no home team. You're fighting for you're rooting for the players, not for the town itself. The Charleston Chiefs.
Sort of funny looking, real funny looking.
So was Lily. She was a drunk. She's a very
Just
funny looking
goons.
goon as well. And a drunk at that. Holy shit, man. All do is Reg is trying to calm her down, but man, she needed to settle down. I was like, man, she had some attitude. Oh shit. Did not know that, Darth Viewer. Holy shit. The Sox move in 2029 stadium deal runs out. Wow.
Where would they move?
Looks like the
That's
whole thing with
interesting.
where are the Bears going to play too?
Well, they want to move to a town out here called Arlington Heights.
Yeah.
Which is if you're coming from Chicago to Arlington Heights, and believe me when I say if there's anything I've learned Chicago residents love to do, they love to complain when they have to get outside the city and go into the burbs for anything. Whereas for me, as someone who had to go to White Sox games, or obviously the 500 plus metal shows I've went to, going hour and a half out of my way to Chicago, I did not complain once because I was just happy to have to go to a game or go to a show.
Well, I mean, to be fair, a lot of the Chicago people, though, they don't necessarily have cars all the time. So getting out of the city,
relying on their transportation. Anyway. Yeah. I know, and that's true. That's definitely not lost on me. I'm aware of that, but also too, a lot of these things, like one thing called Dirty Nellies, they have hotels by the areas. They have a train station. There are ways they can work around it. It just a lot of people just don't want to go outside of the area that's familiar to them. I get it. Like I said, I get to a degree, but as someone who's lived literally the best and worst of both worlds, you can manage. I managed to do it and believe me, being in the burbs, nothing is close. Like everything you need to have a car. Whereas in Chicago, you can walk to it. It's awesome. I loved having that in Chicago. I absolutely love that. But at the same time, I got used to the inconveniences. Chicago fans can suck it up too. Is all I'm
So
getting.
Darth viewers suggesting Vegas and Nashville are possible landing sites for the Sox if they move.
That is so random.
Wow.
Of all
I
the
mean, Vegas would make some sense because they're trying to build up more franchises in Vegas. So
yeah, no, and that's true. I could see that. I could see why they would like to strive for Vegas. I could see that. But I think they should do well. I'm gonna say Nashville because it's closer to Chicago, and I'd be a reason for me to go to Nashville so I can eat good in Nashville, Tennessee. So I'm gonna have to say if their hand was forced and no deal worked out, I would say please do Nashville. Also, just cheaper travel for me because I'm not gonna be able to get out of Illinois anytime soon. Nope, not gonna happen here. But I'm in a good.
How bad is it to go to Soldier Field, Nick, or go to the games and stuff?
I mean, if you drive there, it's not the worst, honestly, to drive to Soldier Field. It's really not. But I definitely know, like, Walmart is working on getting out of Chicago. That should tell you something.
Everyone's leaving, right?
Yes, a lot. There's an exodus of businesses going on. It's not that bad to travel.
You got that new mayor.
I know that's a whole other can of worms. I'm not gonna go down that road, but
Sorry,
yeah. There's obviously issues there, but no, getting to the venues is not that bad. If to be very fair and honest, and to be once again even more fair, there's a lot of convenient shuttles you could go to in Chicago that can take you directly to the venue. There's one venue, and Dustin can back me, called Reggie's. And what's great about Reggie's is they do a lot of shuttles to sports games. They also do a lot of shuttles to venues, to concerts that are outside of Chicago. So Reggie's is very accommodating and makes it very easy to help people get to things that are not easily within their vicinity. And if it is within their vicinity, well, it's a shuttle. It's fun. So, yeah.
Part of it, yep.
Anyways, I got even more super chats. You guys are generous tonight. TZ, Christian, WG, you guys are nuts. TZ, $5 says New Jersey versus Hartford 1988 pregame bench brawl. I was at the game. Holy shit, dude. Whoa, I'm going to look at videos of that one later.
The Hartford Whalers, of course, now are the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah.
And then
Don't remind me.
Mike Milbury shoe fight in the stands with a fan.
That's a good one. Yeah. We showed that on Bourbon and Boarding, that one, I think.
Oh, man.
By the way, did anybody else get reminded of the Bounty Gate with the New Orleans Saints?
Bounty Gate?
When the when they were playing their players. All right, they were playing. So it was their defensive coordinator mostly, but they had bounties on if you knock a player out of the game, if you injure them, so forth and so on. And when they went and played Minnesota, Brett Favre was on Minnesota. And man, he was rocked, and they kept smacking him and hitting him because of the bounty. And then people found out, and a lot of people got suspended. Even Sean Payton got suspended for the entire next season.
Somewhat illegal, I would have thought.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, highly.
I think a lot of teams used to do that, though.
Oh hell yeah!
Old school. Yeah. Didn't get
my best
publicized,
memory of a fight was in, I think it was the year 2000. The White Sox got into a fight with the Detroit Tigers. I remember it was over some pitching issue, and then it led to a big fight. And they every time, like, people thought they were going to get into a rematch, and they came close a few times to get into a rematch. But seeing that happen, I was just like, holy shit! Yeah, the Sox and Tigers brawl was cool shit to see.
I like Pedro Martinez and that coach.
Oh, from Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
Martinez.
And when that 80-year-old man tried running up on the mound.
Well, he was the old coach for he coached for the Red Sox, actually.
Yeah.
What was his name? Oh crap, Don. Not Don Lemon. I'm forgetting the guy's name, but he freaking coached for the Red Sox. Yeah, that Poppy. That was a punk ass move there to push the 80-year-old guy.
He charged them, bro.
Yeah, but you don't push the old guy over. You just
what are you gonna let him truck you?
He's not gonna truck you. He's an 80-year-old guy. You're a freaking athlete, world-class athlete. The guy can barely move. He's gonna truck him.
He moved his punk ass out there to the mound like he's a big boy.
He used to be, yeah. He used to be an MLB player.
Well, he got remembered.
Speaking of moving punk ass miles here,
on that one.
This standoff here between Ned and Tim is fucking badass. A battle of hockey sticks, dude.
So they want blood. They don't want you to score. They want blood.
Yeah.
I fucking love to see. I was like, oh damn, is Wolverine gonna get his ass kicked by Speedo Man? Oh yes, he is. And it's but I'm like, it's a dude. The coolest.
He looks like a zombie there or something.
Oh, I forgot about that. Joe's talked about how that Saints defense knocked Brett Favre and Kurt Warner both into retirement. That year with the bounty.
Oh yeah, when the New Orleans Saints.
I like pussy.
You're the biggest pussy in the league. I like pussy. Well, that's not why I hear from your wife. Hey, Texas.
This is gold dust. This is great.
It's so toxic.
That was a beautiful line. And then he just smiles about it. It's like, yeah.
Yep. I got him going.
Go
it.
get him, killer.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah.
I wanted to see him take out an eye. It was kind of like Chekhov's eye. You know what I mean? Because they promised us that he'll take a dude's eye out, and we never saw it.
I'm pretty sure Lemmy was in the crowd back there. But no.
Lemmy. Oh, Lemmy. He would have not had a handlebar though at the time because
I like this part too.
He was on and off with that look in the 80s. He was definitely very on and off. It wasn't something that he consistently held on to. Of course, this is where Carr gets his whole speech ruined. And I laughed my ass off.
Yeah, this is a really good scene.
I hate my father. Is that right? That's what I said.
Primarily sexual problems.
Oh,
he's like, how fast can I get this guy off?
Why
the
do
air?
you wear that rug? Because it's so obvious.
Oh.
Sensationally ugly.
You're going, Ball, can you face up to that? Oh, dude, I'm like, oh man, you should have put Culture Casino on the face right there on Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about Culture with that one. If you listen, Culture, you are loved. I'm an opportunist.
You in the weave.
Yes, you in the weave is I don't pass up opportunity. Maybe Paul my God, chicken shit. Oh damn. Yeah. What a wonderful. And I saw I was like, damn, he just tossed that old son of a bitch down the damn stairs. I love it. No one's off limits to her. It don't matter if you're old as shit, you're gonna get her and tossed around. No one's off limits. The crowd's not even off limits. I just everyone gets hurt. It doesn't matter. See, equal rights, equal fights. Literally equal fights.
She's on waivers. That's quite funny. That's a funny hockey joke there. Because they're separated. Well, she's on waivers. She might be getting traded. Picked up by somebody else.
She's got $1 up.
It's quite a clever hockey joke, really.
I was surprised. She actually turns out to be pretty good looking when she gets her hair done.
Yeah. Well, what's weird is what's weird is she gets her hair piled up so high. She reminded me of Dean Wormer's wife from Animal House, which is set almost 20 years earlier. That just seemed like a hairstyle out of time when you compare it to all the other women in the movie. Her hair just doesn't look like theirs.
Who had the thing for vegetables and fruit.
Yes, fruit, particularly.
He's in puppy heaven.
The big twist. The big twist where he learned that it's Anita here that owns the team. And I had no issue with it being an hour and a half build. Because to me, it made me like, oh shit, okay, she's the one. Because I was like, okay, I was good with that. I thought that was I thought it was smart. But anyways, the lovely Sherry sends to us this wonderful well, you know what it is right here. You see, look, there's even a few bonus faces. Scott from Sporking is on there. Or George Roy Hill from Slapshot, and there's shit right there on the shot. And there's credits here to Nick Weiser, Brian, Matt Cheesemo, Red Shirt, Dustin, Tom, Mark, Gerry, Gerry. There's Tom right there. This is wonderful. Thank you, Sherry. This is amazing.
Thank you, Sherry.
Fucking awesome. Ah, well done, Sherry. Thank you. And
Yeah, I was watching this and I wasn't mad at her for that because I'm like, that makes total sense. You're not going to make any money selling the team. You're going to make more taking a loss and writing it off on your taxes.
Yeah, and the 70s were brutal times too. I mean, interest
You could
rates
do that
are
now
fuck-
too, but
Yeah, but interest rates were like 18%. The economy was for shit. You had
Yeah.
Watergate, then you had Nixon. Nixon tried to put in pricing controls. There's rampant inflation. I mean, it was, if you went to get a mortgage, you try to imagine a mortgage 18 to 20%. So remember, my dad went to get a small loan for he started a business, and the guy at the bank said, my dad went to the guy, he's like, well, the mafia charges that much. And he's like, yeah, but we won't break your legs if you don't pay. And that's like, yeah, good point.
That's supposed to make me feel better.
That's supposed to make me feel better. Yeah. But I mean, times were really tough, and people were down in the USA. Then you had the Iran hostage crisis, a few years after this. But then you had one of the, Mad talked about Miracle, that great movie.
Yes.
And that was such growing up loving hockey, I was so pissed, when they wouldn't cover it, or before the team was popular. I'm like, I got to watch all the games, and it was tough to watch the games back then. And then they finally started covering it. But yeah, that was huge deal for the country. And on the side, I actually played hockey with Herb Brooks' son. Was on my hockey team growing up.
Nice.
He was pretty good. Yeah, I sucked, but he was good. And we missed a crazy line here too with this is
yeah,
so
no,
too.
take it away. Take it away because these
Your
are
son
great
looks like a
lines.
blank to me. He better get married again because he's gonna have bleep in his mouth before you know it. So I mean, you're not getting a line like that in a
Before
movie.
you know it.
Well,
I'll
he
say it.
wanted it. He wanted to get under her skin. He found a way.
Yeah,
She was
Yep.
so condescending. I don't think you understand about finance. And he's like, you're going to destroy all these guys' lives. He had to find a way to get under her skin. He did.
So
Yeah, and
I go ahead.
Well, I was going to say,
No,
I just
you
want
go
to say,
ahead,
real
Nick.
quick, sorry. I was going to say that I thought that maybe in the very end, the first time I watched this movie, that it was going to turn out that they won the championship, and then she decided to sell the team, but she doesn't. Right in the end, it's they still the team disbands, so there's no happy ending. I mean, some of the players get you think get picked up, or Newman gets a job with Minnesota.
Newman gets a job in Minnesota, and he takes some of them with him. Seemingly.
Yeah, it's taking his guys with him. Yeah. But it's
funny,
not that
somebody-
super Cinderella ending.
Was it you mentioned Ty Domi earlier, Mark?
Yeah.
I'm just watching a fight with him and Bob Probert. Epic fight. Sorry, somebody tweeted it. It's coincidental. Somebody tweeted this fight.
Someone tweeted it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned him earlier. It's this epic fight with Probert.
And
Anyway.
Lord Toth would have been great to get on this panel if he was available too. Just thinking.
one's
I know.
That one's getting
He's a
cut
hot
for
player.
bourbon boarding.
Lord Thoth is absolutely a mister on these parts. He does catch the replay of these shows all the time. He's always letting me know he catches the Toxic Tuesday replay. So I'm thankful for that. One day, Thoth, one day you will come on.
Especially a hockey movie like this, yeah. This guy's such a pervert in this movie. God, he's so
He is.
Why?
Yep.
I mean, why not?
TZ for another 5. TZ, you are very, very, very generous, sir. Thank you. Nick, I get excited about hockey. I can tell, man. Fucking awesome. I'm excited with guys like you hang out. I'll just kill this. I saw, I'm like, yeah, this is totally going to happen. Yeah, this is totally going to go well. Like, they're just going to make peace. It's going to be a very clean-cut game. Yeah, Whatever you say, Reggie.
How toxic that guy is. Look at his posters there. That's horrendous. That should not be allowed in a locker room. Just not allowed. I mean, just horrible. Just can't believe that the coach allowed that. Oh, God. What are you going to do?
I don't know. But I do know that these guys are going to get to fights, and our lives are going to be better for it. And we get one last fight before a very bizarre dancing that should have really got Mad up. I don't know why he was disappointed in Ned's uncovering. I thought.
Well, I
thought
did
that was the
prepare a
scene.
special clip with Matt for the end. So you're gonna want to stick around for that one, folks. Don't leave before the credits. Yep.
But
Matt
look,
makes a
make sure
special appearance.
we spread that clip out too. That way, this thing somehow does not get nailed. But
It's
yes,
pretty
do-
well. There's no music in it. It's 20 seconds. Like we can start and stop, or I can break it in half.
yeah, just
actually.
do 10. Do a 10. You know what I mean? 10 seconds and then 10 seconds.
Let me break it in half. Let me break her in
All
half
right.
because I can't start and stop. Actually, I can do it. I'll play it on my monitor. I can start and stop it that way.
I love the fact they brought the
I
ringers
like
out
it.
for this game.
Yeah,
Screaming
they brought
Buffalo,
back all the
Mad
goons.
Dog,
Yeah.
Mad
Yeah.
Dog, the Big Tomahawk.
So would this count as a Indian wash, whatever the term would be nowadays, if for that?
Well, it depends on who's
he-
playing the character. He might have been a Native American. We don't know. I didn't check the credits. Yeah.
I don't think he was, to be honest. I think it was an ice hockey player called Joe Nolan. I'm not sure he was. Not sure
He wasn't
was
related to
Native.
Elizabeth Warren.
No, clearly not.
Okay.
Oh no, I stand corrected. I just looked him up. He is a full-blooded Indian. Yep.
There we go.
Ojibwa. Full-blooded Ojibwa. My apologies to Joe Nolan. So he was the real deal. Yeah.
Ogie Oglethrow, or
Thorpe.
what a weird
Oglethorpe.
name. Oglethorpe.
I
yeah.
used soda after the game. Toe Blake. We'll straighten you out, you little prick. Yeah.
He
reminds me of the pizza guy from Stranger Things season 4.
Oh
You
yeah.
see there, that's
He
toxic
totally
right there.
does.
Wow.
Yeah, I could see that, Dustin. He definitely looks like that dude. Except I like the character right there. He's just a typical pothead, albeit
the-
an
He
entertaining
had a lot of
pothead.
pizza.
I love the referee.
Well, yeah,
no tripping, no high sticking, as if that's all he's going to have to worry about.
Right.
I wanted that pizza truck so bad.
Old time
Give him
hockey.
old time hockey.
Totally.
Yeah. Because this is totally gonna be peaceful. I mean, championship game.
Yeah.
Also, you got a player who wants you got a few players who want retribution. Yeah, totally gonna be
Eddie
fine,
Shore,
guys.
Toe Blake, old time hockey.
I had a buddy when I was playing. He went to the boards, unfortunately, pretty much head first. And the weekend before, he got busted for smoking pot. This is high
Okay.
school, but he got had a couple of joint or something. So he told us he woke up in the cop car. That back then there was no ambulance. It was a cop of the game taking him to the hospital because he didn't. We asked him like, "You know where you are?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "What year is it?" "I don't know." "What's your name?" "I don't know." The cop's like, "Let's get him to the hospital." They said he woke up in the cop car. He's like, "It's not my stuff. I didn't do it. It wasn't mine." He thought he was getting arrested again.
And by just another little bit of trivia about Joe Nolan. During a brief minor league career in the 50s, he played Clarence Screaming Buffalo Swamptown. In a brief minor league career, he accumulated almost 1,000 penalty minutes in 6 seasons,
Impressive.
including one with the
Huh.
Johnstown Jets.
He
that was
really
the
should have tried
model.
harder.
Yeah.
He should have tried harder.
Yeah.
That's
What
pretty
did the girl's
impressive.
shirt say? Chiefs, progressive,
Chiefs.
what? Hooters are back in town. What? Oh, progressive hockey's back in town.
Yeah.
I thought that said Hooters for some reason.
I'd argue this movie was already progressive from the beginning. Their owner was a woman. The writer of the movie was a lady.
Actually, people sleeping with women in it. I mean, that's revolutionary these days.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Sleeping with women.
Yeah. That was
Much more
nowadays
progressive
it
than
feels
that.
foreign. It's almost like confusing nowadays.
It-
but
It's
I see
aggressive
all
hockey's
the-
back in town, not progressive.
Yeah, that's right.
it looks like from an angle though that it
Yeah.
does say progressive because I thought the
Somebody's-
same thing as well.
Burton.
Foley's
yeah,
saying
he's
there?
saying it's aggressive.
Yeah, no, TZ's right. It does say aggressive, but I actually thought it said progressive as well.
I was like, that progressive hockey. Did progressive mean the opposite in the 70s?
More teamwork. It's teamwork that they're getting
Maybe it was actually
assassinated.
progressive
Eddie Shore.
and not
assassinated.
Sure.
not the regressiveness.
Yeah.
So it turns out the manager has to give him the pep talk because the player coach is completely wiped out. He's got nothing left in the tank.
And then he just runs off. I was just like, what a fucking weird ass run. He just runs off. I was like, a bunch of pussies. And
Well,
also he just takes off. I was like,
Paul
what was
Newman
that?
tried to do the right thing, Paul Newman's character, and play the game the proper, clean way. Nah, waste of time.
Right. Let's go out there and
go.
kill him, guys.
I can't believe you actually you just think of like you really actually thought that. I get why he wants to make it look okay. We did the right thing at the end, but with the way his team is becoming notorious for, you got players who want retribution. There's just no possible outcome where it was going to be, not without the kill. It was always
okay.
It was always going to fall back on the fights, and we got the fights, and then Ned here, he had a weird chubby, and he just has to dance for Lily.
Oh, look at that hairdo now. Oh, she's looking hot.
Nah. She looked better before.
Yeah, I know.
I think so.
That's supposed to be the idea, though. Yeah.
Oh,
He's doing some figure skating.
Yeah, the original hairdo is really.
There's the greatest hockey movie ever made, The Cutting Edge.
The Cutting Edge. I see that what they.
It's about a hockey player who gets injured and moves into figure skating instead, to the amusement of all his friends, to the mockery of his friends.
You know, my mom didn't want, years later, I found my mom didn't want to take me to hockey practice at 6:30 in the morning. Sorry, Mom, it was Mother's Day. Love you. But she made me take figure skating. Do I look like I ever could be a figure skater?
Well, it depends if that figure is rhomboid, maybe, yeah.
I did, and then the hockey guys would come out like, "You're a pussy, you're figure skating." Like, Jesus God Almighty. And then I finally got back to hockey in high school, but it was like years later she told me. It's like, really?
See, if you watch The Cutting Edge, the last laugh, he gets the last laugh because he gets the hot girl and he wins the gold medal. So, you know.
Yeah, but he still had
spoiler alert.
Spoiler. Now Matt's not going to watch it.
I was going to say, you just pushed Matt away from
The Cutting Edge.
watching it. The Cutting Edge, yeah. He's out now for sure. Any chance? There's probably a moderate chance of him ever watching it, but now it went from maybe like a 5 to a flat 0 now.
Yeah,
because you mentioned the guy gets.
I love that when he starts dancing. Obviously, we're not playing it because of copyright, but as soon as he starts dancing, the clarinet player in the band hits a note, and the band starts the song "The Stripper" and plays it note perfect throughout his dance.
Like the guy doesn't want to look. Is like covering his face.
He doesn't want to look.
This is making a mockery of the game.
Right, Wolverine loses.
This is perverted. They're all covered in blood, but that's sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I didn't understand how Wolverine totally rabbit punched the referee, and the referee just got right back up. I'm like, dude, I'm sure if I got decked by a Wolverine lookalike, I'm sure that shit would have knocked me out.
Because he's an old school hockey player back in the day. He's a tough bastard. That's why.
That's disgusting.
So did the referees get into fights too way back when?
Oh, referees have been involved in fights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like actually doing the fight, not just like, trying to split the fight.
Yeah. Sometimes, yes. I've got a clip of a game I'm going to show on Saturday of a referee in a fight. It's not NHL, but it's juniors. But if somebody goes up and punches him, of course he's going to fight back.
Yeah.
They added 2 refs to the NHL too. How long has that been? Maybe 10 years they've had 2 refs?
Yeah.
Because you'd always, behind the scenes, you'd always have a guy, taking, doing something when the other referee wasn't working. He'd kind of lurk in the back. I always remember watching Gretzky got decked one game playing for the Rangers or something. The guy slashed him, and then Gretzky goes down like a couple of shifts later. The guy's in the corner. The puck is down the other end. And Gretzky takes his stick, flicks it right between the guys, nails the guy in the ball. The guy crumples. No one did anything. Of course he could do what he wanted. I guess the ref kind of, we're not going to blow the whistle on Wayne on that one. But yeah, guys would, behind the scene, behind the play, especially had to watch.
Oh, it still goes on. It's off behind the play. Yeah, shit's still going on. But
This is a serious game, not a freak show.
Yeah. I mean,
what are you talking about? This is hockey.
Hockey. But I love the fact that everybody's standing around complaining about a guy doing a striptease while they've got blood dripping down their face.
That's right. His teeth everywhere.
But look here. Don't look at all the bloody dudes. Just look at me. And the grandma is the funniest though with her little.
Oh yeah. Get out the opera classes, Martha.
Martha's going for the dong. She was being Brandon Lee at that moment, looking for her Dolph Lundgren is what she was doing. You know what?
Oh, I think given that he's wearing a jock strap and his ass is hanging out, she keeps hoping he'll turn around.
Mm-hmm. Well, it cleverly works because they forfeit the game.
Yeah,
Syracuse forfeits the game. Yeah.
So here, take it, and he goes to hit it into got interception.
I must admit, I must admit, watching the movie the first time I ever saw it, which was on a VHS tape in the 80s, I think, I didn't expect that ending. I thought, where's this going to end?
I didn't expect this ending. I thought what was going to happen was, I thought we were gonna. So I'm like, okay, I know there's gonna be a fight because there's no way this is gonna end cleanly. I thought we were gonna get a fight, and then it was gonna go back to the game, like the third period equivalent, and then the game would finish off with like an intense goal, like game-winning goal, maybe overtime. No, it's just another game where it's a forfeit. I was like, okay.
I thought someone would die maybe, and it would all end.
Anybody notice the movies on the marquee?
Yes.
Yeah.
Deep
Throat, and Meatball. Is that supposed to be Meatball?
That's what we got covered too.
Do you see what's at the top?
Deep Throat.
Yeah.
Deep Throat.
Oh, Deep Throat.
Deep Throat on this?
There it is. You can only see the bottom half of the words. That's Deep Throat and Meatball.
It's not Meatballs.
So it's not Meatballs with Bill Murray. Yeah.
No, I think it's Meatball.
Balls.
Yeah, and it does say
with out yet.
And it does say with Linda Lovelace.
Yeah.
We will cover the balls one day of Meatballs. It's gonna come.
Not gonna take it.
Deep Throat.
It's actually this is where it should have morphed into the end of Animal House.
Yeah.
That would have been quick.
Have the band march down an alley.
How does ex-wife get down the parade route right there? Convenient.
He let her in. He stopped. He jumped out of the car, held him, and said, "There's plenty of room. Come on in." And she pulls in.
No, that is convenient.
Yeah.
Good.
There you go. You can see the title there. Yeah.
Yeah. Deep. All right. Big Larry. So you can see the Deep Throat.
That was a very artistic film, I hear.
There it is. Let it come on in. He brings her in.
Reggie gets to see the girl one last time. Like, I got a team. You gotta come with me. And she's all, yeah, maybe
So
I'll call you. She won't call him.
The good old days when if you wanted to watch a porn film, you had to go to the cinema.
Yeah.
Discuss Pee Wee Herman.
You had to be Pee Wee Herman about it, and you had to go leave your mark somewhere else. You couldn't do it in your own room.
The film was okay.
The
film was okay. It's the people sitting around you had to worry about.
Yes. The Raincoat Brigade.
You probably had that was where between that old venues like CBGB's, that was probably the place where actually wearing a bodysuit or a mask actually helped, because those were the areas that were really infectious. Those are areas you definitely wanted a bodysuit, because
Love that shot with the Hanson Brothers.
Yeah,
you can see it through the glasses. Yeah.
All the
maybe Meatballs is the sequel to Meatball.
Oh, yeah, maybe it is.
What is Meatball?
Meatball.
I don't know, but be careful when you're looking it up.
I mean, whatever. I'm grown.
Deep Throat Meatball. I don't know. I got nothing, but
Oh, well, I good to have that special mad
with that special
appearance.
clip, and that clip is going. Chat, get your scores.
Let
Where
me
is
get
it, Mark?
this. I'll play. Well, no, don't play it from there. I'll play it from my computer. So, and we can.
Okay.
I can pause it that way. So, let me get this open here.
Because it couldn't have been Meatballs, because that was 1979.
Yeah, that was
It's
too.
No, there is a movie called Meatball.
Yeah, it's about a camp.
The Bill Murray.
I think there's an alien in it.
1969 Meatball short. I'm trying to find it. I'm just probably looking in the wrong spots, but.
All right, here we go, and away we go.
All right.
Let's make that full screen. So
Slide it in, Mark.
We'll slide this in, and we'll put the overlay on if I can find it. Where the heck did that go? Where did that go?
Where'd it go? We'll be right now.
Here we go. Here we go. Sorry, yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Well, I'll take it off. We're all right. Screw them.
Yeah, we're looking at a dude.
We're looking at a dude. Yeah.
The Chiefs have won the championship of the Federal League.
He's gonna catch his death out here.
Mad.
We'll stop it and go,
Man, you're looking good there.
Very toned. Yep.
I don't know what's happening there. Is my face the only face you have, motherfucker?
The only one that
I got to get Nick's face in there. Yeah, we got an equal opportunity refacing.
Mad, your face is just perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I stayed. I was about to go.
Hey, you don't want to miss that, right?
Yeah, I'm glad I got to stay for that.
All right, chat.
I'm dragging. I was going to sleep earlier today, but I had to watch this fucking movie.
Well, Matt, if you are tired, we can have you do your score.
Well, I'm tired, but I'm also going to have to go play Saints Row with a girlfriend on my channel. So,
all right. Well, hey,
it's like extra amphetamines for me. Let me see. What my scores, man?
Yeah, go ahead and do your stuff. I'll let you have it right away.
I give it a Mighty Ducks 4, the reboot on Disney with a chick coaching them, out of the Mighty Ducks franchise. That's pretty low, guys.
Ouch.
Yeah. Mighty Ducks 3 was better. Out of Toxicity, it's a 10. Not only was it written by a woman, the boss turns out to be a woman. There's women, it passes the Bechdel test. Women are just talking about God knows what. Ugh. Most toxic movie we've seen by far.
So many women just.
I did not expect that response.
So all I have to say is that Mad now gets a 5-minute penalty and a game misconduct. You're out of the game.
I don't know your hockey shit. I turn all those rules off.
By the way, there was indeed a 1972 porn movie called Meatball.
Yeah, I just found it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Harry Reams.
It seems to be available for free on the internet. Apparently.
And now, yeah. So I guess that's why I just use Mad for that clip. I guess. Yeah. Right.
Oh, I thought you were going to use my rating scale. I'm like, I bet you give it a Mighty Ducks, the first one.
Yeah. Oh shit, I love this movie. Yeah, but we can disagree and be friends. It's all right. Yep.
No, we can't. I live in an echo chamber, motherfucker.
Oh god.
I think Mad's gonna have to do Meatball on Movies with Mad, the 1972 porn movie.
That'd be the last.
Dude, it's actually a good movie, man. That wouldn't work for Movies with Mad. We watched fucking Ninja Terminator. Homeboy took a chick's panties off with his toes. Oh shit, you're not. Anyway, yeah, it was a crazy movie. Watch Movies with Mad, guys. It's good.
It is very funny.
And then Slapshot will not be appearing on your channel anytime soon, I'm guessing. Yeah. Yep.
Well, Mad, all things considered, it has been fun having you here.
Yeah. What's next week?
Magnum Force.
Ooh,
Magnum Force.
Dirty Harry.
Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
second
gross.
Dirty
Skip.
Harry.
I was thinking Mega Force. That's one you should do on Toxic Tuesday.
Mega Force.
No, it was a blast being here, guys. I wish I could stay longer, but I got to get everything set up for the girlfriend. You
Go
know,
get your Saints
those are.
mad.
All right, guys.
I bet she beats you, man, doesn't she? She beats you.
It's co-op, motherfucker. You're so
No, she
old.
still beats you. She
He's
beats you in
dead.
person then.
All right, bye, guys.
See you, Matt.
All right.
Mad.
I'm gonna read off some of these scores. Jonah Heck says 9s and 10s for my scores. Joe's Atmosphere, Toxicity, 10 overall, 11 greatest hockey movie ever. 20 out of 10 for penalty minutes. And Mr. Tickletron says, thank you for the stream. My pleasure. And you can thank these two guys. The dude, I'm the meat between their buns right now, and I thank these buns for giving us this pleasure. So thank you, 70s and Mark, overall, because they pitched the idea. Greatness 10, Toxicity 10. Fat Elvis, Greatness 10, Toxicity 7, the Groovy 70s. Darth Viewer, Greatness 10, Toxicity 10. One of the best sports movies ever. It's funnier with each watch. And I cannot wait to rewatch this movie. Again, I will be doing that. So, and then we got Bruce here says, and yes, it's supposed to come out wrong. I did a joke right there within my joke. It does come out wrong. So I just watched this film. It is 81% for me. I was laughing out loud plenty of times. I do rate this a film 87% on toxicity. Yes. And then TZ says 10 toxic, 10 greatness, 10 for Charlestown fans. What Charlestown fans? And then Dark Viewer, greatness 10, toxicity 10, one of the best sports. Oh, yeah, we did that one. All right. All right. Sorry, dudes. All right. Anyways, Dustin.
I'm gonna say Toxicity. I mean, it's got to be a 10 out of 10 for me. Greatness. I don't know where to put it. I think I'm gonna have to go with a.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I think for hockey movies, I think it's got to be a 7.
Okay.
I mean, not like I've seen that many hockey movies, so I just don't know what. I mean, it's not like one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, but I think 7's fair.
Okay. Sounds good. We got RJ Godzilla 81, Awesomeness a 10 out of 10, Toxicity. I'm guessing that's for out of 10. I can't measure. We'll just say huge. That'll be it. We'll give you huge. That's what it'll be. All right. Red Shirt.
Oh man, this movie brought back memories. I saw this years ago, watched it again. This was a cool movie to see Paul Newman playing this sort of a character, and this really was kind of against type for him. That it has its moments. I mean, it has some really funny moments, made me laugh out loud. I agree, actually, a little bit with Mad that I think there are parts of this movie that drag a bit and that could have been tightened up, edited a little bit tighter. It doesn't have much of a story. It's more of a set piece for just this team and a season and what the guys are facing and what they're looking at in the future. And the idea is, hey, let's if this is going to go away, let's go out with a bang. It's basically a period piece for the late 1970s, very much so. With all of the atmosphere and the city. It was filmed in Pennsylvania. The flood city, actually, Johnstown. It was filmed in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, where the Great Flood of the late 19th century happened and just wiped out the middle of town. It's a very gritty looking set. She's driving the van and she's leaping over the hills and stuff. It's very much a working class film. So, and everything I've read says that it absolutely nails minor league hockey. This is the Bible in minor league hockey. That
Whoa.
everybody who plays
Bible.
minor league hockey knows this movie. They all watch this movie. They still use the writer. What's his name? The guy who writes the articles
Dickie?
about them.
Dickie, or what was his name? Dickie, or
Yeah, Nicky or Ricky or something like that. Let me
Dickie
find it.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, he's well, here is it. I know I'm wasting time here. Dickie Dunn.
Dickie Dunn. All right, I got the dick right.
If somebody writes a bullshit article about the team or says something that's not true, it's automatically just referred to as pulling a Dickie Dunn. That's how much of an impact this movie has had. They still reference this movie today. So, as far as greatness goes, in my opinion, it's not the greatest hockey movie. If I were a minor league hockey player, it might well be. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 on greatness because it definitely has some hysterically funny moments. I think it has some moments that drag, so the movie could have been a little bit tighter. But for toxicity, to have gotten a language warning on an R-rated movie in the 1970s, you know this was a toxic movie. They were worried about this thing when it came out. And I remember people talking about it, and all anybody talked about was the Hanson brothers. Those crazy idiots that
Wild
just
and crazy guys.
They were the wild and crazy guys. So 8.5 for greatness, 10 for toxicity. Definitely worth a watch again. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth watching. It is funny. It is. It's entertaining. But I have to go with Miracle as my favorite hockey movie of all time. So I can't go much above an 8.5. That's it for me.
Can't hear you, Nick. Can't hear you.
Nick, you're on
Guys,
mute.
all right.
That's it. Good.
Look, I didn't say much.
You said
Sounds
how
like
awesome we
Vince-
were. You can say it again.
Well, yes, you guys are awesome, actually. Another reason being Gilded, because dudes like Sean Esap, Vince Womack, they post badass shit there. And one of them is this wonderful clip we're going to maximize right here.
Oh, gee. Hold on. Oh, this is an unscheduled surprise. And has had a very trying rookie season.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
I saw some of you in the chat. You're in this. I think I saw Davina Duckworth. I saw the lovely Sherry. I saw Mr. Tickle
What
Trunk.
with the litigation, the notoriety, his subsequent deportation to Canada, and that country's
Deportation to
well,
Canada.
I guess that's more than most 21-year-olds could handle. Oogie too. Oogie, Oglethorpe.
I saw Christian in there too. I saw Christian in there too. Christian, if you're out there, you were in that clip. Dude,
awesome.
Sean, thank you for that clip, dude. That was fucking awesome. That's oh man, I love
It's
that.
very
Well
good,
done,
that
man.
one. Very good.
Shout out to Sean. He sent me some cool starships and some stuff a few months ago, which is super amazing. Yeah. So thank you again for that, Sean. Yep.
Sean,
Sean's a great guy.
I did a unboxing video they sent me, and he sent me a Mjolnir hammer of a toolbox of Thor, and I
Awesome.
actually have been able to use Sean's tools that he gave me.
Nice.
They have come into
He
use.
sent me some nice stuff too.
I used his tools. I can confirm live on Toxic Tuesday. I used
You
Sean's
handled
tools
Sean's tool
with care
with care.
With care. Yep.
and love. Go ahead, 70s. Give us your thoughts. You obviously
Well,
grew up with this.
Red Shirt said an awful lot of what I was going to say. I'd like, I could echo. I like the setting of the movie, that blue collar, on the way down, traditional industries dying. In that period, it was a real problem, and maybe we've never really. Lots of towns. If you've driven through some of those towns, which I have in Pennsylvania, off the beaten track, there's some pretty depressing looking places when those mills shut. So that background, I think, added a lot of gritty realism to it. And this is not a glamorous movie. This is not a glamorous sport. Certainly not in the minors there. And I think they captured that very well, but they captured the hockey brilliantly. The small town arenas, the language, the guys that are playing it, they just seemed like the archetypal guys. There's nothing was artifice about this. It seemed like real people, the real guys. The references were all great in it too, and the puns and the jokes about hockey. I love Paul Newman's performance. And this is a guy that had spent 20 years playing or more playing handsome, blue-eyed heroes. Good-looking guys, smart guys, and then he starts to play this kind of worn round the edges, not quite a smart guy. Definitely not trading on his looks. I mean, it's still Paul Newman, but he's not trading on that. He kind of downplays that in the movie. I think it's a brilliant, and he went on to do some other movies in the next 10, 15 years after that were very like that. He subverted his image to a certain extent. So I have to give him huge kudos for doing the role in the first place and seemingly putting a lot into it and believing in it. So, I mean, Paul Newman doing a hockey movie, I don't think that would have been something anybody would have saw in the 60s, let's put it that way. So, for me, it's I have to give it 10 out of 10. I think it's small town minor league hockey captured to a T, with some elements of the NHL of the time thrown in. So it's 10 out of 10 for me. A brilliant, legendary movie. And Toxicity, I'd give it 10 high sticks out of 10, I think. It's toxic as hell, and I love it.
All right. Awesome. Mark D with a C.
Well, I got to disagree with Mads on this one, but hopefully we can stay friends. But yeah, I think he's totally wrong. I think most people in the chat too are liking this movie. I mean, especially if you've never seen it, it's a big surprise, I think, too. And I watched this with my kids when they were old enough, and I guess I'm jaded too, growing up playing hockey. I think it's the greatest hockey movie there is, and even though it's about minor leagues, it's just showing guys that are hungry, trying to get that to that next level, and it's realistic, and most of them don't make it or don't get there, and it's not the Cinderella mushy happy ending you get where the team wins. The Mighty Ducks, the team wins, and everyone's happy, and they win the championship, but their careers are probably over, and they're gonna have to go back to a steel mill or a car factory if they can. If not, they're going to be unemployed probably. So it's a grim, dark, depressing, town. I mean, even the ladies in this are toxic. I mean, Lily is a toxic female.
Yeah.
She's in the park with Paul Newman, and they said, "What did the dog do?" He's like, "Oh, he saved the town. He saved Charleston." She's like, "Fuck him," because she can't stand where she is and she hates her life. So, I mean, all around, it's not a superfluous movie where it's it's not all about what like 70s said. Newman's looks. He's the good guy. One of the great looking actors of all time. I mean, we were in a restaurant in Pepe's, which hopefully Nick will go with me one time when he's up here in New Haven. My wife is like, "What is that guy with the blue eyes all the way in the back?" She's like, "That couldn't be Paul Newman." I mean, you could see his blue eyes were so goddamn blue being in the restaurant with them in the back corner. I mean, so I had dinner with Paul Newman one night. Yeah, it was in the same restaurant, but and also got to give him
he tells that story about you, Mark.
He probably does.
Yeah, that time I hung out with Mark D with a C. I was in the same Pepe's as Mark D with the C.
Imagine that. Yeah,
it was huge.
And Newman is a fantastic guy too. God bless his soul. But he does Newman's own dressing, all kinds of products. The pizza, Nick, I had his pizza. It was really awesome. Really good frozen pizza.
How much cream did he have on his cheese?
Oh, it was good. It was good. But so check out Newman's, stuff if you're in the grocery aisle too. It's all goes to charity. All the profits go to charity. So he was a great cook. Newman's dressing his favorite, but I like the guy a lot. He's a race car driver. Look at him skate in this movie. I mean, he can really skate, so he's not a pretender. So I just love this movie. Everyone's toxic, and it's not some bullshit, Cinderella story. So I give it a 10 all around. 10 for great movie, 10 for toxicity. Maybe you could cut maybe 15 minutes out of it. I'll give people that. Maybe like the scene where he's back in the bedroom. There's some scenes you could have trimmed, but overall, it's just man, when those Hanson brothers come on the ice for the first time, my kids are like, "Rewind it, Dad, rewind it." So that's just some of the greatest 3 minutes. And
You let your children watch this movie
when they were like 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we skipped, the naughty bit. Or I think we watched the TV version, probably the airplane version. Yeah. So, but
Airplane version.
the airplane version, yeah. But yeah, it's a fun movie. So it's if you haven't watched it, yeah, go freaking rent this movie or watch this movie. You won't be disappointed. Yeah. So.
All right, awesome. I got 2 more scores here. Thank you, Mark, by the way. 10 out of 10 Ogie Oglethorpe's. Bush McFadden, 8 out of 10 overall. It's a fun kind with some semi-serious drama mixed in. 8 illegal hits out of 10 for toxicity. It hits almost all the bases. Get the joke. I did. It was good, Bush. So for me, actually, this movie's still very fresh in my mind. But for me, toxicity, it's a runaway 10. I mean, you got people calling each other the other F words and the other D words left and right, and there's the jokes that fly. Also, the violence, the fact that they get in a fight with the crowds, and like the women's are toxic too. They're freaking drunk drivers, like absolutely nothing to aspire to as far as role models are concerned. Yeah, everyone just lots of blood, just lots of mayhemic greatness. It's absolute chaos, and yeah, it just feels like nothing is off the table. The referees are assholes too. The referees get their shit kicked in. Like, it's great. You see the announcer has to deal with a player, talking about some bullshit on the mic that's gonna get out there on the radio. Yeah, everyone has their moments. Everyone has their moment, and then some. I love the character work here. Obviously, the character who was the basis for Wolverine. So obviously, right off the bat, that is damn cool. Killer Carlson, obviously great, and Ned with his memorable stunt. Reggie is a fantastic character who goes through a hell of an arc, and he gets a team by the end. The Hanson brothers, dude, come on. The Hanson brothers were fantastic. They really were. All 3 of them were fucking great. And that scene where the one Hanson, I can't remember. I'm already forgetting. And forgive me here for that. I think it was Jeff. Was it Jeff? Where he was telling him to fuck off about the whole no, not fuck off, just shut up or tell this is a damn song. Fucking hilarious. Or the in the locker room. Oh man, shit had me dying. I was like, this is ridiculous. I loved it. So I'm gonna go with a very modest 8.3 out of 10. I will definitely be rewatching this. I actually had no issues with the 2 hours. I was still very entertained. I thought it went better as time went on. So yeah, I will definitely be rewatching this. I won't know where I rank it as far as other sports movies, hockey movies just yet. Rewatches and time are going to be the determining factor in that. But yeah, an 8.3 out of 10 is a very modest score, and I could definitely tell this is going to be one that I will be remembering quotes from for some time to come. Yeah, there was a like, hey, change it to 9 out of 10 toxic. Yeah, of course you can. You can do that here. You
can change
do
your
that.
vote. Yeah.
And yes, we will do rollerballs these days. Just remember, I will accept the 3 a.m. ballot dump if it's under my approval. Anyways, that was Slapshot. Thank you guys. Thank you, 70s and Mark, for recommending that movie. That was a fucking fantastic choice. And we had a few new subs. I hope you liked what you saw from Toxic Tuesday and that you come back for more. Next week, of course, we'll be talking the second Dirty Harry movie. I know we mentioned it, but we're going to repeat it again. Magnum Force. I'm fucking stoked to talk about that, guys. I've been wanting to follow up since we did the last Dirty Harry several months back.
A long time ago.
We're finally following it up with Magnum Force. I'm excited about it. So hopefully you come back for more. And for the repeat viewers, thank you. Seriously, I appreciate all of you guys are coming in, rewatching this every Tuesday night. And holy super chats. Damn, I enjoy Joel's atmosphere. He had the direct Dono and the TZ. You had Jason Sandberg, Christian Delorme, Darius Munchausen, WG. Shout out to WG. Bruce Lombardo. Like, damn, you guys are going nuts at the super chats. Thank you guys very, very, very much. And also, I did post a video yesterday. Please, if you haven't watched that, do check it out. It's basically just solutions to how you solve the Miller Lite problem. How their problem is good for us. It's not a clickbait like this is a good thing because this is actually good. And why we can take a shitty situation and make it good. It's a white pill video. Please watch it. Save to watch later, but do check it out. Anyways, and of course, I got the Com Shop talk coming up. We're going to be talking Teen Titans and X-Men crossover. So do check that out. And of course, you can find me on Midnight's Edge after dark. And you can find me, Comics Division, yelling at parked cars, TNT, and then TZ with a nerd $2 says, use the money and beer. Just because you said that, I will do that before I get to bed tonight. Thank you, TZ. I appreciate you, my friend. You have been a funder of alcohol, Ghost Rider action figures, and the Green Goblin hot toys. So thank you. Oh, and of course, Sherry, Shawnee Step for the memes as well. Thank you, guys. I'm going to let these gentlemen plug their channels out, and we're going to slide out of here. And I'm going to let just another red shirt be the lead off to saying goodbye.
Well, thanks again, as always, Nick. It's always fun doing these and talking about these movies. You can find me in chats. I've been kind of busy recently, but I try and get on and mod when I can. And of course, I will be back next week to talk about Magnum Force. Looking forward to that one.
Oh, I am too. I'm gonna be coming all guns blazing for that. Good to have you, Red Shirt. Thank you as always, sir, for your time and your contributions. Always love hanging out with you. And one day we will have pizza together. I don't know when, but it's gonna happen.
One of these days.
Dustin, my friend, Mr. Keto Simple himself is rolling out content like a son of a bitch. Plug that
Keto
channel,
Simple
dude.
is the name. We do product reviews. We've been doing some vlogs as of late. For us doing the triple B&E, the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs thing that we're doing right now. Yeah, check us out. See what you think. Suggestions, comment, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And you can also see me here and there with Brian on his channel and with Brian over on Pulp Culture Minefield as well. All spattered in there.
Okay. Good to have you, Dustin. Thank you for being here, sir.
As always, thank you for
appreciate
having
your
me, sir.
time. Yes. And until the next time we slide in or out, we'll decide. That's somebody's rock fan.
Well, a lot of my time will be taken up with watching the Dallas Stars continuing their Stanley Cup run.
Yeah, just rub it in a little bit. All right. Yeah.
So great. We're just having some fantastic times both on my channel and on Pop Culture Minefield. Yesterday I had a fantastic show. My Monday It's Only Talk and Roll show. We had Willie Fife and Colin Hart, two guys that were worked closely with Deep Purple, Rainbow, and Dio. Particularly Dio. Willie's was a very close friend of Ronnie's.
That was awesome.
A fantastic show, and yeah, Mark and Dustin were there. It's a brilliant show. Thursday morning on Pop Culture Minefield, I got another one of the Rock and Roll Rowdies, Mark Emery, who hasn't been on before, individually talk about his career, and he does also a little bit of music of his own, so it's got some clips of that to play. Saturday night, Bourbon and Boarding with Brahma Bowl. Well, we'll no doubt be talking about further victories for the Dallas Stars. Do you know the Dallas Stars are in the final, Mark? The conference final?
Yes, I remember. Yes.
I
do
love
the
your
Bruins.
enthusiasm about this.
And I do want to look ahead to
No.
I am absolutely stoked that on June
Holy
the 19th,
shit.
the magnificent Graham Bonnet of Rainbow, Alcatraz, Michael
What?
Schenker Group, and various others
The
will be guesting on
fuck?
the show. I just can't believe it. It's going to be
That's awesome. Yeah.
I'm going to come. It's going to
Oh,
be awesome. We're going to come.
oh, I'm gonna come.
So
And it's
looking
gonna be
at,
huge.
Make sure you wear your hats for Mr. Bonnet.
I will. That's right. I'll doff my cap to him, the bonnet.
I
So
fucking
yeah.
love Alcatraz.
Oh god, yeah. So Graham's very graciously agreed to come on the show. He's a lovely guy. Can't wait for it to spend 2 or 3 hours chatting to him about his career. And yeah, it's very exciting. But we're also lining up a bunch of other great guests throughout June and July. Music guests. There's a guy called Kevin Harrington who was if you ever watched Let It Be or Get Back, he's the red-headed guy in the room. He was the roadie,
Oh,
young
wow.
roadie for them, and then went on to have a magnificent career as a tour manager for Derek and the Dominoes, the Stones, various other bands. So we're lining up a date for him to come on the show, stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Nice.
There's some good stuff to come if you're into classic rock and Tales from the Road. So
I'm gonna try my damnedest to try and make it to the Graham Bonnet one.
yeah, it'd be good to see you there, mate. Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating conversation because he is a very nice guy. And
Oh, wait, I hear he's a
very-
great guy. I
Yeah,
got
so-
many things I'd like to pick his brain on. I'm sure you got 800 more as well. So fingers
Yeah.
crossed. Fingers crossed.
Cool.
70s. It's been pleasuring, and
It's been
I love
pleasurable
seeing
for me
your-
too.
Good. I'm glad we had mutual pleasures. Your enthusiasm extra shined on this one. I love that. It always does, but I definitely felt a little extra from the tip
It's a
tonight.
classic
So-
movie. Honestly, it's a classic. Slapshot deserves more love and attention.
I felt a good
Stone
slap
cold
shot
classic,
from you.
Slap that fat and ride the ripples. So
You, sir, have a fantastic evening. Mark D with a C.
Hey, yep. Well, hail to the chat and everyone tonight. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, it's an all-time classic movie. So I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. I hope. Check out my channel. You know, I always got a lot of toy reviews. So I don't know what the great one would think about this game, but I'm going to do a little short on that. Classic Edmonton Oilers. You know, I'm a Rangers fan, but
World Hockey Association team, the Oilers. They're one of the few
Yeah.
teams that survived from that breakaway league. Yeah.
Yep. They actually became
They became the Edmonton
NHL
Oilers.
team. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So and
Great
yeah,
ski,
this and here's my classic Wolverine figure. That definitely does look like Tim McCook, right? Yeah, look at his face. Yeah, but
And let's face it, Wolverine was Canadian, so you could probably
yeah, it's
play
Canadian
hockey.
guy. Yeah. But yeah, check out my channel. Sunday Night Geekery is geek review of whatever's going on during the week. We just hang out and sometimes talk sports ball. Sometimes it degenerates into some food talk. But you know, talking Guardians of the Galaxy, whatever's out, Star Trek. You never know, whatever the chat comes up with. So it's a lot of fun. Just a hangout show. Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm on Thursday night on Clobby's Clubhouse, 10 p.m. Eastern with Raquel. And I'm usually streaming with Clobbering Times, and I had a great time hanging out with 70s on his show with the Roadies. God, that was awesome. Excuse me. I was at some of those concerts too, talking about talking about being there and all those great stories. So it was just a wonderful show. So thank you for having me on that one. But yeah,
No
appreciate
problem.
everyone checking out my channel, and hail to Sean Eastep again for sending me that stuff. That was very, very cool, buddy. So thank you for that. And yeah, check out looking forward to next week's Toxic Tuesday with some Clint Eastwood. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right, Mark. Thank you again, as always, for your time and your services and your voice to the show. And don't ever stop adding Mad Mardigan to things.
Yeah, I think he was asking me if there were any other faces. I do have some other faces, but what does the chat think? I should keep just using Mad, or should I diversify a little bit? I'm guessing the answer is going to be keep using Mad, but
Well,
keep using
keep us abreast of the situation, Mark.
Yeah, yeah, I think there was a lot of work tonight. Yeah, that bedroom scene kept going on and on and on. Yeah. So
All right.
yeah, we did have to keep abreast of that one. Yeah.
I
see
will
what you did.
try to make a cameo. If I do, it'll be right outside of the venue from the Striper show. So we'll see. I'm gonna at least try to hop on for like 2 minutes because I got Striper and I totally forgot about that. And well, it's not like I can just pick another day to go Striper. So
Sounds like a sexually transmitted disease,
Keep
doesn't it,
using
Striper?
Mads. Traditions are traditions for a reason. Okay, it's a clean. It's a landslide.
Yeah, we'll have to come
Mardigan
at
it is.
and blame the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, we love you, chat. Clint versus Messi. Look at that. You don't change a good thing. Thank you, Mark, for plugging in the channels, by the way. All right, guys. This is going to be the part where we play our intro, outro, and we
Go
say
Stars.
good night.
Go Rangers.
I'd like to show you something.
The pace when I'm running, I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm
You forget to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky?
You're still here? It's over.